assists, goals, points, and rebounds. Download the Underdog Sportsbook app on iOS or Android and sign up with promo code HILL. And new customers will get $100 back in bonus funds when they make a $10 minimum deposit and a first bet of $5 or more. That's Underdog Sportsbook, promo code HILL. Must be 21 plus to gamble and present in North Carolina. Gambling problem, call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov or call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms, conditions, and restrictions apply and can be found in the Underdog Sportsbook app.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
It's Window Nation's semi-annual sale, and it's a big deal. Right now, get 50% off all windows, along with no interest for 5 years, plus bonus savings when you schedule a consult today at 866-90-NATION or windownation.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
He scores! What a comeback!
Visit GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. A little bit of a break from our wet pattern today. We'll see partly cloudy skies for the remainder of the day with a high of 81. Overnight, 62 with some clouds, and will be variably cloudy for tomorrow. Late in the day, showers and storms develop again. A high of 83, and it looks like we'll see scattered storms Saturday and Sunday.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 67 points at 39,975. Market update brought to you by Habitat for Humanity Restore, now selling brand new solid wood custom cabinets. Learn more at trianglerestores.org. This hour of the drive brought to you by the Body Armor State Games coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, live outside PNC Arena on the plaza, right between PNC Arena, Carter Finley Stadium. I'm Tim Donnelly. Dennis Cox here with me. Graham Hill back at the studio, keeping us up and running. I'm going to use a cliche that is probably too on the nose.
Okay.
Calm before the storm.
Oh, of course.
Calm before the
Calm
storm.
before the storm.
Calm before the hurricane. The Hurricanes taking on the Rangers, Game 6 right here in Raleigh, home arena, all of the energy. And needless to say, it's a must-win because they trail 3-2, and a loss sends them home, and not just home to their home arena, but home for the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the stakes. What is it going to take to win? Well, that's what we're going to try to break down over the next 3 hours here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly, starting with, I think it's going to have to be an all-hands-on-deck kind of day.
Of course.
I think it's going to be a day where the Canes need contributions and kind of the highlight-style contributions, not just solid play, but a big play here or there from every level of their roster, right? I'm talking about top guys have to play like top guys. That's been a theme throughout the season for the Canes when they've struggled. Usually you can point to a top line, a player who's hurt, something along those lines all the way at the top. But I also think kind of the difference in this series has been who has the difference-making plays from unexpected sources. And that's not to say, like, always fourth liners, right? But a goal from a defenseman that maybe you weren't expecting it. A goal from Jordan Staal, who maybe you weren't expecting it, because as great as he is and as all the good things that he does, at least this postseason, he hasn't really been a goal scorer. Like if you look at, and I have them right here, if you look at, we're just going to use goal scorers because it's simple, it's clean. I know you can get more nuanced with a bunch of other statistics, but we'll just use goal scorers. In the first 3 games, which by the way, the Canes lost all 3, there were 3 goals from Jake Gensel, stud, a goal from Jarvis, stud, a goal from Svechnikov, stud, and then they had 2, I would call them other goals, Natchez and Orlov.
All right.
And they lost all 3 of those games. In games 4 and games 5, games that they won, by the way, they had goal from Aho. I'd call that a stud goal.
Yeah.
Then 2 from Kuzi. That's another.
Yeah.
1 from Stahl. That's another.
Mm-hmm.
1 from Nason. That's another. 1 from Martinook, 1 from Shea, 1 from Natchez. So you can look at it and literally point to the 2 games that they won versus the 3 that they lost. You may even say they got a little bit less goal production from their studs, but they overcame that by dominating the fourth line, getting goals from your third line, your grinding defensive line of forwards, and also getting goals from behind the blue line, right? Going back there to your defenseman. So I'm looking at today, and I'm saying the difference with the Canes, wins and losses, right? What can you learn from wins and losses? Is did everybody find a way to have a highlight? Did everybody find a way to impact the game? And not just in a your fourth line was out there for a minute and 10 seconds and nothing bad happened. Right, because sometimes that is all your fourth line has to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just go out there and keep the boat afloat for 45 seconds, and then get off the ice.
Forecheck, wear down their D, all the typical things. Get the puck in the zone.
Don't make the goalie
Energy.
stand on their head. Energy, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Canes' depth is something that can't be overlooked, and they need to take advantage of. And the way to do that is not just to get through or get by with your fourth line, or when a defenseman makes a run, but actually get home with it, score the goal, actually get home with it, lay the hit, get home with it, kill the penalty, right? The things that ignite a home crowd on a night like tonight, you need to make sure you're getting that from all levels of your roster.
And the Carolina Hurricanes, quote-unquote, fourth line, which is Kuznetsov, Kokoniemi, and Stefan Nason, isn't traditional fourth line. Like, they don't have a Matt Rempe out there who's just going to goon things up. They actually have skill. They actually have guys that can score. Like, Stefan Nason has 4 goals in the playoffs. 4 goals in the playoffs. I think that's more than Martin Natchez has right now. So that line, when they are skating and are at their best and they have that offensive zone time, they're better. They're better than the Rangers' fourth line. This we talk about the depth of the team. They're better. Simple as that.
So maybe that's exactly the way that I was not framing this correctly. I started with, it can't just be your top guys, right? You need to get contributions from every level of your roster. Maybe the flaw is you have to treat all of them like top guys, right?
Yeah.
You have to treat your fourth line as if that's Gensel, Aho, Svech, right? If you're out there, you're good enough to be making a difference, right? If you're out there, you have to be making plays. So do it.
And that's how Rod treats it. Rod treats it as like, we have 4 lines, not the old traditional, or we have 2 scoring lines, a checking line, and then like the
practice squad
fourth line. Like, they don't have that old school style mentality. No, it's 4 lines that they know they can generate offense with tonight. You talk about like other guys need to step up. You know who can be that guy tonight?
Are we talking about your guy?
Graham, cue the music. The guy, the man.
I saw this
had 2 assists last game.
Coming.
The man that can get it done tonight. He already has a game winner in this postseason already. It's Jack Drury, baby. It's Jack Drury kind of night. You know why? Because Aho is going to neutralize Vincent Trocheck. Stallslide's going to neutralize the Zibanejad-Kreider line. Guess who can capitalize tonight? It's Jack Drury with Natchez and Martinook. That's the line that gets it done tonight, with Jack Drury getting a goal tonight. Let's go, cuz.
I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming.
That's the guy tonight. Let's go.
And to
Big
give,
1-8.
To give, like, the Jack Drury bandwagon is starting to gain.
And people are jumping on. And you know what? There's room. Let's go. Let's rock.
ESPN.com put out a list. It was 9 players under the age of 25 that they considered leveling up this postseason.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I didn't think were fair. Like, you can go look at the list yourself, but they, like, I don't know if like 5th or 6th year veterans that just happen to be 25 years old.
You've been around the league for a long
yeah,
time.
I'm like, wait a second, that guy's 35.
Like, Svetch, you're 24, but you've been in the league for 6 seasons.
Exactly. But Jack Drury was one of the 9 and the only Cane on the list. So there is some steam being built up behind the Jack Drury bandwagon. I would say, obviously, Dennis is a Jack Drury guy.
Yes.
I'd say we've been a Jack Drury show for most of the season.
Hey,
we've been championing that cause with Dennis spearheading it. So I like to think we got in at the stock cheap, right? And now everybody else the stock price is rising. It's going to be more expensive as this thing goes along.
Jump on. Hey, who had that big hit on Jacob Trouba? That guy that set up Martin Hook's goal. It's Jack Drury. He does little things. Who wins those face-offs in the defensive zone? It's Jack Drury. Gets it done.
Funny part is, like growing up, anytime someone in basketball made a winning play that wasn't accredited with an assist, you always call that a hockey assist.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you set a great screen, hockey assist. You make the pass that leads to the pass, you call it a hockey assist. I don't know what to call it in hockey when it's like when you make the great hit that leads to the goal. You're not going to get the assist. I can't call it a hockey assist because there actually are hockey assists.
He did get an assist on that play.
It's true. But there's those winning plays we need a catchier title for, because calling them winning plays just sounds like I'm a middle school coach trying to motivate the troops. We need to make the winning plays.
Sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes it really is that simple.
Sometimes
go make winning plays.
Which is very true. Quickly here, we have a bit of sound for you. Rod Brindamore on Kuznetsov, one of those others that's been scoring, and the different energy he brings to the team.
Definitely. I think he's fitting extremely well. Just real great energy and different energy. Like we got a bunch of serious guys and just, I mean, it's like it's their life to just win every inch of everything they're doing. And then this guy comes in and he's, very serious, but he puts a broader picture into things and can put a smile on your face and while still being focused. I think he's been a real welcome addition.
Now, there's one more thing he should have said about Kuznetsov. Stop making boneheaded penalties. If you take that away, all of it is true. The energy is great. The goal scoring is fantastic. The goal creation is unbelievable. Some of the highlights are really, really fun. Just take away the boneheaded penalties, and we're all in on Kuzi, just like we're all in on some other players on the Canes. With that being said, we are going to take a break. But first, I want to tell you about my friends over at Miller Lending. Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. I saw the rates dropped, 0.5% over the last week. Don't worry yourself too much with the timing of the rates are low now. I have to buy. I have to find the house. I have to refi. When you do it with Miller Lending, the timing is less important because it's no closing cost, right? There's no closing cost on your deal. You don't have to dig into your pockets for thousands of dollars in closing costs every single time. So feel free to jump in knowing if the rates tumble a bunch, you won't feel like a fool going, oh man, I locked in this rate. Now I have to go pay all these closing costs and fees to get my rate down so my monthly fee is down. Miller Lending takes all of that away. No closing cost loans. Gordon's been doing them since 1987. If you're interested, go ahead and give him a call, 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or you can visit them online at millerlending.com. That's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146.
By the way, later on in the show, 4:33 today, we're going to get your first goal score predictions. We're going to hopefully give away a signed puck again today. That's the goal. But we actually already have Brandon online on YouTube Live. Didn't get too specific, I should say. He said Aho and Gensel team up for the first goal. Does that mean Aho scores? Does that mean Gensel's scoring?
You're trying to loophole us. You're trying to loophole us.
I know he's trying to loophole us.
That way, if either Aho or Gensel, two of the most likely to score a goal, he's going to be like, nailed it.
So, yeah, Brandon on YouTube.
More specific.
Who is it? More specific. I need one player and in what period. But he also said his sleeper pick is KK.
That's a good sleeper. definitely being slept on.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, at 4:33 today, we are going to open up the phone lines, take 3 contestants. First goal scorer. Who's going to score the first goal of the game for the Canes and in what period? We need your predictions. Everyone else beyond the first 3 callers, whether you send it to us on Twitter at Donnelly Sports or at the Fan Rookie, or you send it to us on YouTube, or you can call in after. Anything else is just for bragging rights. So start thinking, start letting that percolate around in your brain. And even better, if it's on the power play. We have to talk about the power play coming up next. It's a piece of conversation. Canes need to get it going. Coming up next.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Kuznetsov scores! Well, the bird flew north. Carolina with a 2-1 lead at Madison Square Garden.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck drop at 7.
Martinook scores! Natchez to Martinook, and it's an offensive explosion in the third period. Carolina has a 3-1 lead.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurri-Canes, 99.9 The Fan.
McDonald's presents Burger Reviews by Hamburglar. Today's review, the best ever Big Mac burger. Take it away, Hamburglar.
Rubble, rubble.
He said, there's more special sauce in every bite.
Rubble, rubble.
He said, rubble, rubble.
Rubble, rubble.
Rubble, rubble indeed, my friend.
Save on a Big Mac and other faves. Buy one, get one for $1. Plus get any size Diet Dr. Pepper for $1.29.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Price and participation may vary. Available at most restaurants in this area. Valid for product of equal or lesser value.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Get ready. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale is coming to the State Fairgrounds May 17th through the 19th. The Car Scott building will be filled to the max with boats ready for immediate delivery featuring Suzuki outboards, shop center console, runabouts, deck boats, bass boats, pontoons, aluminum boats, and more, all under one roof. Boat Show only savings, discounts up to $8,000, factory rebates, and special financing on site. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale May 17th through 19th at the Car Scott building on the State Fairgrounds featuring Suzuki outboards, free admission, and parking.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Grilling. Better with Pepsi.
For a limited time, get 2 Pepsis for just $4 at Handy Hugo. So hurry in and enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi today.
The Triangle is going to be hopping this summer with great soccer. June 5th through the 10th is TST, a 7-on-7 men's and women's tournament at Wake Med Soccer Complex featuring 118 matches. Then July 23rd, International Giants, Manchester City, and Celtic face off at UNC. Save 10% off tickets by going to fcseries.com/Carolina. Use promo code TRIANGLE. That's fcseries.com/Carolina, promo code TRIANGLE for 10% off.
A torn ACL, stress fracture, aching back, a hip that's had it, life on hold, and all you want is to get it back. Enter Wake Orthopedics. Our fellowship-trained orthopedists do it all. General, sports, pediatric, joint replacement, fractures, spine, prevention, advanced diagnostics, progressive treatments, minimally invasive procedures, surgeries, and more. Visit wakemed.org/wakeortho and get back your life.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, live outside PNC Arena, located on the plaza between PNC Arena and Carter Finley Stadium. Quick update on some of the things that we have going on here at PNC. One, we'll be taking your first goal scorers, as we said before the break, your predictions for who's going to score the first goal for the Canes and in what period. We also have QR codes attached to our tent that you can come scan, and that will enter you to win a autographed Canes jersey signed by a whole bunch of your favorite Canes and even the head coach, Rod Brindamore. Also, our social media team is going to be running around looking for fans to do the eagle dance, the koozie dance. Flap your arms, if you will. Get on one leg.
Sally.
I heard someone call it a Caps celebration. I was like, no, that is a koozie celebration, and he has brought it with him. Yes. And answer questions and things. So our social media team is going to be running around. We encourage you all to come and check it out. Beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful, at least at the moment. We'll check with Kat Campbell of WRAL for a more in-depth weather report coming up in a little bit. In the meantime, this was all just a stall to make it so we didn't have to talk about the power play.
Don't want to bring the mood down.
Don't want to try to keep it positive vibes. So actually, let's do this. I started letting my mind wander, okay? I'm going to keep this positive, to ways that the Canes could pull off the 4 straight games, the upset, right? Shock the world and advance out of this round. And this thought popped into my brain. What if the power play clicks? Right? Because it does appear as if Rod is going with the don't make big changes. These are good players playing roles that we know that they're good at. We have an 82-game sample size that says we have a good power play. Not going to make any whole-scale changes for the power play. So if he does that, and by the way, that's an understandable strategy, right? Like, part of the reason why the power play has been so frustrating in the postseason is because it was so good in the regular season. Mm-hmm. So you know it's in there. If we just say it'll get back to normal, and I'm confident it will eventually. It's just a race against the clock, right? It's does the power play figure it out in time to help the Canes get over the hump tonight and on Saturday? Kind of the same way, like we said this to use another kind of PNC inhabitant. We talked about this with the NC State basketball team all year. Will it click? They had all these new guys. Will it click? Will it click? Will it click? Well, it clicked at the last possible second. They were down 12 in the first half of their first elimination game against Louisville in the ACC Championship, and it all came together. If the Canes power play comes together like it did in the regular season today, that's one of the ways that this ends up happening. That's one of the ways they end up taking 2 games and turning it into 4 games. I'm going to choose to watch I'm going to choose to watch the power play today, instead of with just an absolute distaste like it has been recently, going, come on, end, finish it, by counting it down almost like it's a penalty kill. Instead of doing that, I'm going to watch it like it's a firework that's been lit. Mm-hmm. And you're just going, it's gonna pop, it's going to pop. And being surprised every time it's a dud, right? Because that's what happens when you're doing fireworks, right?
Out, all right, got to light it back up.
Yep, exactly. Don't go too close. Yeah. And that's what I want to treat this power play like. We know they're good. Mm-hmm. We know Aho's good. We know Gensel's good. We know we go through the whole group. They're all good. We know this regular season, 26.9% of the time when they were put on the power play, they scored. We know that. Now we just have to wait until they pop like a firework. It's going to happen. It's just a race against the clock, because the other side is, if you have a long wick, if you have a long fuse, wick might not be the right word. That's candle. If you have a long fuse, it might still just be counting down when things go south. So it's a race against the clock, but it's like watching a firework or a volcano or something. You're just waiting for it to go, and they have all of the possibilities of popping off, right? And when they do, I don't think it's going to be like one goal. I think it's going to be a little bit of a floodgate situation where they get maybe 2 or 3 in a game and completely change the outlook of this series.
I think we were hoping that when Brady Shea scored the game-winning goal back in Game 4, you're like, oh, like there it is. There's the goal. Now the power play is going to start like, hey, they're going to get 4 chances in the next game. They're going to go 1 for 4, which is the average of what they were during the regular season. I think as long as the power play doesn't stall your momentum, I think that's the biggest thing. If you're generating scoring chances, okay, maybe you don't score, but maybe off the rush a minute later, because you have that momentum going, boom, you score off of that. Like, you can generate momentum and scoring chances off of it and get the other team scrambling. May not necessarily score, but it can't halt your momentum. I think that's the big thing. It's almost been like a grinding halt for what they've been doing offensively 5-on-5.
Yeah, and to go back to the firework example, you just need to not knock it over and then fire it into the house and start and essentially that's what giving up a shorty is, and they've done it twice. You really can't have the disasters on the power play, and occasionally you need to hit the winning lotto ticket and get yourself a goal. With that being said, from live outside PNC Arena, I'm Tim Donnelly for Window Nation. Their semi-annual sale. Today is one of those days where your windows are tested, because you get up, you walk outside, you go to work. It's like, maybe a little brisk. Maybe you're thinking there might be rain, like it has been the past couple of days, or they're supposed to be on the weekend, and then it's just hot and sticky by the end of the day. Well, that changing of weather, the condensation that's on your windows, the leaking, the cracking on the seals, or the caulking around your window, that is all a sign that your windows are not being as efficient as they could be and as they should be. And that's all a sign that you should go ahead and call Window Nation. Window Nation semi-annual sale includes 50% off all window styles, plus 0% interest for 5 years, and an additional bonus if you schedule an appointment this week. The appointment is for a no obligation, completely free consultation where they look at your windows, they can talk you through it, and also present you with all of the best science and technology that goes into Window Nation windows. Yeah, all you have to do is to get the extra bonus is schedule your appointment today, this week. The number to call, 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or you can visit them online at windownation.com. That's windownation.com. We'll be back with more of The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan with Kat Campbell, who's going to let us know a tailgate weather report if you plan on making it out here to PNC. It's coming up next.
Looking to save on your internet bill? Spectrum has designed affordable internet offers just for you.
You came to the right place. Spectrum has an affordable internet offer for eligible families. And you could save a ton with the Spectrum Internet 2-year price guarantee.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month and a 2-year price guarantee with no contracts. And get a 1-year trial of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited risk-free. Call 1-833-563-2888.
Ready to switch? Sign us up.
Offer subject to change based on eligibility requirements. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
You don't sit on your keister as the home team drives in the playoffs. So after the game, get off your keister and get to Heister to score a killer special. Right now at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington, get over $12,500 off a 2023 Dodge Charger or Challenger, up to $12,000 off the 23 Durango, or up to $13,000 off a 23 Grand Wagoneer. Rams, up to $10,700 off a 24 Ram 2500, or up to $12,600 off a 24 Ram 1500 Bighorn. Hurry in to John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington.
Is your heating and air system ready for hot weather? Call Newcomb & Company today to schedule a routine maintenance and ensure your system is operating at peak performance. Become a Comfort Contract customer to receive priority service and a 15% discount on service calls and repairs for HVAC and plumbing work. Newcomb & Company has served the area as a Carrier Factory authorized dealer for more than 3 generations. Turn to the experts today. Call 919-862-3000 or find us at newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company and Carrier. Your comfort is our business.
This is the absolute worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain. You
can't do the outdoor things you love to do, hiking, jogging, biking, going to the beach, you name it, it can't be done. Don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints like your knees, hips, back, and shoulder. QC's regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, who was an orthopedic surgeon who became a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Revolutionary treatments for joint pain are here. Call 919-400-5473 with locations in Cary, Clayton, Raleigh, and Wake Forest. 919-400-5473.
Where'd y'all go last week? Well, we've been watching our budget. So no going out? Oh yeah, we're going out, just hitting all the specials. First, we hit the House of Hops. That's Jerome's favorite spot. Big savings on Monday and Wednesdays. Mix and match craft beer and 25% off on to-go growlers. Oh, it's a great place to relax.
You know, the Mix has some good specials and they're across the street.
You have to check out their wine tastings once a month and their live music schedule, plus $5 draft beer on Thursdays. Then Saturday, it's salt and lime brunch, and Monday they have $5 margaritas.
Wait, what about Sharkies?
Oh, sweetie, you know Sharkies is special all the time.
So you're just going in a circle. House of Hops, Salt and Lime, the Mix, then Sharkies. House of Hops, Salt and Lime, the Mix, then Sharkies. Sounds like a vicious cycle.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a vicious cycle. More like a wonderful cycle.
Yeah, sounds like a cycle I need to be riding.
House of Hops, the Mix, Salt and Lime, and Sharkies. Definitely a cycle you should be riding. Hope to see you soon.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free from credit cards, car loan, and personal loans. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value is way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards. Get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call now, 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
Looking for the best deals in golf? Then don't miss Global Golf in Raleigh for their 3rd annual anniversary sale. This week, receive an additional 20% off your entire order. Plus, check out the latest apparel, shoes, bags, and more. Ready to upgrade your bag? Trade in any of your current clubs and pick from Carolina's largest selection of pre-owned golf clubs. So swing by Global Golf, located in North Raleigh at 7320 ACC Boulevard for the 3rd annual anniversary sale. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The Body Armor State Games are in Charlotte this June, North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org. This hour of the drive brought to you by North Carolina Amateur Sports.
The drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Graham Hill back at the studio producing the show today. I have to ask, what song is this?
I mean, I feel like the title is pretty much self-explanatory. I'm trying to go with all Carolina Hurricanes-themed songs that you'd hear inside the arena. And believe it or not, you do hear Rain on Me by Lady Gaga. I'm not just playing this for Kat Campbell, who's getting ready to join us.
Okay. All right.
I thought you were playing it for Kat, but hey, it also makes sense.
I just didn't recognize the song in my headset. But you did bring it up. Kat Campbell, WRAL, here with a tailgate weather report, joining us on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. Kat, thank you for taking the time to help us out as always. We're outside PNC Arena. It's getting pretty toasty. Was this expected, and is this what everyone can expect all the way up to game time?
Yes, it looks great for everybody that's out there tailgating. Temperatures are right around 80 degrees. We finally have some dry weather. It's the best day of the week, really, to be out there tailgating. Doesn't get much better than this. I mean, humidity's not bad. Rain chances are minimal. I have just a tiny chance in our northern counties as the game ends tonight, for people maybe heading out to celebrate. But all in all, looks like a great day to be out there tailgating. I'm jealous I'm not there myself.
Maybe celebrating. Is that an indication on what you might be predicting? What was the maybe? Give us your game prediction for this one.
I mean, we're at home. We know how to fight. I think we got a really good shot, you guys. I am not pessimistic about this. I think it's really honestly a 50-50 chance here, but I think we could do it. And how fun would that be? What an exciting way, to fight till the end. So I'm hoping we come out on top tonight.
And Kat, as always, first goal. Who gets the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, and in what period? Are you rocking your KK jersey right now? I've actually had a few people say Kotkaniemi already in the first. Who's your prediction today?
I am not rocking his jersey right now. I'm in a work dress, so I'm not wearing anything cool right now that I could go off of. Let's go with KK again, because we did good when I said that for him to win when I was there out tailgating with you guys, and we won that game. And I said Aho last game, and even in overtime. I did get the overtime right there on that game. But
that is true. You did say overtime.
We didn't win that game, so I'm going with KK again, and we'll go second period.
Okay, KK in the second. I like it. Kat Campbell, let's go.
Kat Campbell, we appreciate you as always, and we'll keep following along with the weather reports on WRAL.
Thanks. I can't wait for the next one. Let's do it.
Don't worry, we're going to get plenty more tailgate weather reports from Kat Campbell. We're going to get plenty more from you in the next 3 months. We're going that far because we're going to need it. We're going to need the post game.
You're thinking like parade reports?
We're going to need parade tailgate weather reports. Post
3 months, you're talking like free agency reports.
Exactly.
All the way up to
all of it.
Football training camp. Once again, that's Kat Campbell. Check her out, WRAL, keeping you updated on all the weather updates.
All right, so she said Kotkaniemi in the second period.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Brandon, who we talked about earlier on our YouTube comments, specified Gensel scores it off a pass from Aho in the first 5 minutes. I love the specificity. Blank said, what's his name is?
His name is Blank.
Feeling Kuzi, first goal, first period. Ethan said Gensel with the tip in from Orloff in the first period. I like that one as well. Brandon also said his wife said Kuznetsov in the first period. A lot of Kuznetsov love today.
Kuzi has scored in 2 straight games.
He has. Rich said Kotkaniemi in the first period.
Shout out Kat Campbell.
And then also from Russell, Nason goal in the second as the first one today.
Do you know what this is? I don't know if this means something or not, but we've we have a list of everyone from the station that's picked, and we'll fill you in on these first goal scorer predictions as the show goes along. Everybody is much more comfortable in this game than they've been on any game prior to pick the first goal in the second or third period. It seems like maybe the consensus is this game might start a little pitcher's duel-ish, and it might be little 0-0 after the first period, or even maybe the Canes find themselves in a hole again. But there's much more acceptance of like a first goal coming in the second period than there has been in the past. Let's go ahead and jump into 2 key players.
Actually, before we do that real fast, Blank, who gave us the prediction earlier of a first period goal by Kuznetsov, he asked, on a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy do you think it will be at PNC tonight? On a scale of 1 to 10. The answer is 18, because that's Jack Jervy's number, baby. Let's go.
I was going to say my inclination was to go 15, but see, I want everyone to think that they have to make it the 10. So I'm going to say it's an 8 unless you show up. That's my go-to answer. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 unless you listen and crank it up to 10. You have to have some responsibility here. 2 key players. Let's go ahead and jump into 2 key players. We do this for every postseason game. Dennis and I, 2 key players that'll help decide the game. And I'll get it started. Andrei Svechnikov is one of my key players. Here's the tough part about Andrei. Play as well as you've been playing and eliminate the airhead penalties, right? It's don't lose any energy, don't lose any physicality, don't lose any aggression, but avoid the really bad penalties, right? And it's not even like when I say really bad penalties, they're not all like stupid, emotional. It's the timing of them. Being in the third period of a close game, on the power play, so you give it right back. You kill your own power play. Those are the things that Svech needs to avoid. And if he avoids those while still playing the aggressive level of hockey that he's been playing and trying to leave just a wake of knocked over Rangers in his rear view, then I'm all good. Then that's how he can impact the game.
Sometimes a penalty isn't a bad penalty. I think that's something we got to keep in mind.
I think are fine.
Yeah. So if, for example, if there's someone wide open in front of the net and they might be looking for like a tap in or a redirect goal, and you just basically have to like hook them or tie them up and rough them to take away a goal, so be it. Yep. That's a good play. It's when you take the dumb stick penalty, like, let me just go ahead and slash this guy 200 feet away from my own goal. That's when things can get kind of dumb. It's like, all right, you didn't really need to do that. Or the retaliation penalties. Those are the worst ones, which actually kind of leads me into my first guy, my first key player. And I'll get into how this ties into Svech here in a second. It's Vincent Trocheck. Vincent Trocheck of the New York Rangers. Because here's the thing. He's likely going to be matched up with Sebastian Aho today. That's the way Rob Britton wants to have it. Sebastian Aho, Vincent Trocheck, those two guys are going to be on the ice a lot
And when
tonight.
home, Rod Brindamore gets to choose those types of things based on face-offs and everything else.
So those two have been going at it a lot during these playoffs, as is anyway. So, by the way, Vincent Trocheck has had an outstanding postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I miss him in a Carolina Hurricane sweater. I really, really do.
You're not allowed to say that.
I am allowed to say that because I'm allowed to say it.
You're allowed to say that next week. You're allowed to say that 2 weeks
but
ago. Right now,
I don't
he's
like
on
him.
the Rangers.
Right now, I don't like him. But whoever gets the better of that matchup tonight, I think is going to go a long, long way in determining this game. But here's something that Vincent Trocheck does really, really well. He can get under people's skin. He can agitate the crap out of people. We see him jawing, talking trash, all that kind of stuff.
The nodding.
It's that, but it's also who sometimes lets people get under their skin. Two guys, Tony DeAngelo and
Tony
DeAngelo and Andrei
exists
Svechnikov
with people under his skin.
Yeah,
but yes, Andrei Svechnikov is the one who
DeAngelo
probably
and
plays
Svech.
better when people aren't under his skin, and he lets them get there anyway.
And Aho's going to be on the ice. Who's his line mate? Svech. So Svech is on the ice with Aho. Trocheck's likely on the ice too. Can't let that dude get under your skin. Vincent Trocheck in that matchup with Aho, massive impact on tonight's game for sure. So that's my first key, guys, Vincent Trocheck.
I'm going to go 3 for 3 on our first 3 key players.
All right.
On players that need to manage emotion.
Okay.
Evgeny Kuznetsov.
Okay.
I think he's a key player because he's kind of representing the whole fourth line, and we've had that conversation about how they're not really a fourth line, but they're a fourth line. He's scored 2 goals, and one's a hustle play. Like they're not all the koozie goals that you imagine when you look up what's a koozie goal, where there's all the dangling and stick handling, and then he fires
beautiful
one.
wrister he had in Game 4.
Exactly. They're not all that way. He can change a series. He has that ability. But the thing is, he's also, in each of those games he scored, picked up a really dumb penalty. And these are the dumb ones, not like, a well thought out, calculated, this increases my chances, or even that's a mediocre penalty, but it's at a bad time. There's bad penalties. They're like sticks to the face. They're
a retaliation penalty, like the one he had against Adam Fox.
Exactly. So I'm looking at Kuznetsov to change the game, but try to only change the game in the positive ways, because he's been doing a little bit of both in these couple of games that they played recently.
So as we talked about earlier, for my next key guy, we talked about this earlier. Aho's going to be matched up with Trocheck most likely. Stahl's going to be out there when Zibanejad and Kreider and those guys are out there on the ice. So who does that leave a favorable matchup for? Obviously, the fourth line of Kuznetsov, Kokoniemi, Stefan Nason. I like their matchup because I think they're simply just better than what the Rangers have to offer as a fourth line. But who does that leave out there? Graham, cue the music.
Oh, gosh.
It's Jack Drury, baby. Number 18.
How did I fall for this again? I was not anticipating this.
He makes winning plays, but guess what he's going to do today? He's going to be on the score sheet again. Jack Drury, his line with Martinook and Nagys are going to have the best matchup overall for the Carolina Hurricanes today in terms of like talent for talent.
It's going to be the Jack Drury line. They're going to get a lot of opportunities. I'm telling you right now, Jack Drury night tonight.
Did you see Jack Drury with the playoff beard?
Yeah, I know. It looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, he looks 10 years older.
I know.
Looks a lot more intimidating. You
should keep it.
Well, there's one way to ensure he keeps
Exactly. He's going to keep it. No shaving today. Put away the razors. Put away the clippers.
That was Jack Drury's a good choice. And
here's
like,
the thing.
and we're making it into a bit where you're like a Jack Drury guy, but it's also like honest.
It's real talk, though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's legit real talk, though. That's the thing about it, is that he does, again, a ton of under the radar stuff. I mean, just go back to the last game where he had the 2 blocks on 1 penalty kill. Like, those are big time things, especially with the Rangers power play, how deadly they've been for the most part.
He's impacted games in that way. He's impacted games in point production. He's impacted games in the face-off line. He's impacted games by calming a line that maybe can get a little skittish at times. He brings a lot to the table. There's a reason why we're so high on him, and also others are starting to notice. So Jack Drury finishes out the Harvard boy, Harvard man. What do they call him? Man of Harvard. He's a man of Harvard. I don't know. I watched Social Network once. I think men of Harvard is what they call him. The man of Harvard is our last key player. Listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the PGA Championship. Here's the current leaderboard from Valhalla. Xander Schauffele kind of ran away with the early wave. 9 under. Tony Finau and Sid Theegala are tied for second with 6 under. But there's kind of 2 stories that are lurking. One, Scotty Scheffler is about as bananas as a golfer has been since prime Tiger. He is 3 under through 4. He holed out from the fairway 169 yards on his second swing of the tournament for an eagle. So just to be clear on what Scotty Scheffler was able to do, he won the Masters. He won the next tournament he played in. So he's riding a 2-tournament win streak. He took 2 weeks off, went and his wife gave birth to their first child. He came back, and in 2 swings, he was 2 under par at the next major. And all he's done is gone 1 under on the ensuing 3 holes. So he's already in the top 10, 3 under par through 4 holes.
So he's got that new dad strength.
Yeah, apparently new dad strength also equals out to eagles on the first hole. It's what happens. Tiger Woods, for those of you that are paying attention to him, played well most of the day. Short game was looking good. Fell apart at the end a little bit. He's 1 over par, tied for 87th. But you give him a little leeway.
There's still tomorrow.
He's an older guy. He needs to warm up.
Yeah, takes a minute.
PGA champion. You're just never going to hear me say something bad about Tiger. He is 87th, 1 over par, and I'm going like, you know what? He's really just setting himself up for the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. This is all just a little warm-up. He's probably going to go over to the Open Championship over there in Europe. That's what he's really working up for. PGA Championship updates on 99.9 The Fan are teed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina, now part of the McConnell Golf footprint, spanning from the mountains to the coast. That's Wilson Country Club. All right. As we make our way, by the way, we are live outside of PNC Arena between PNC and Carter Finley Stadium. We are starting to see the tailgates pop up, starting to see fans in jerseys start moseying around. To me, I'll go back to my playing days on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I love a night game. I hate the day of a night game.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that.
I love a 7, 8 o'clock, get things started, right? Everybody's had all day to prepare. There's usually some good tailgating energy. I love night games. I hate the day before the night games, especially if you're on the road. So it's worse for the Rangers. You're just laying around the hotel trying to stay off your feet. You might watch a movie, maybe get the iPad out, watch a little bit of film. But for us fans too, man, it is 3:46. Puck drop is at 7. These next 3 hours and 15 minutes are we're going to do our best to make them kind of fly by for you, right? Mm-hmm. Time flies when you're having fun.
Keep sending us your goal predictions.
But they are going to drag, man. They are going to drag. Just where's Trocheck? Put him on the ice.
Yeah.
Send somebody out there. Let's start this bad boy. Where's Trouba? Put him into the boards. Where's Igor? Remember that third period?
Yeah. How did it feel like get dunked on by Jordan Stahl?
Seriously.
Seriously.
I mean, taken to the rim.
Yeah.
The Rangers. Let's talk about the Rangers. This is exactly what we were talking about, right? They were 20 minutes away from being the hot team heading into the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to have rolled through their first two opponents 8-1. They were 20 minutes away. They had the lead going into the third period, and they're going to watch Boston beat the heck out of whoever up there.
Boston, Florida, just
Marchand getting Sam Bennett in the face.
Yeah.
They were just going to watch all of that take place and be chilling 8-1, waiting for the Eastern Conference Finals until that third period happened. That can shake you up, right? There's people talk about I don't even know. Do they still do the DVD box sets for the championship run right after the championship is won? Where it's like the Super Bowl just ended. Get your commemorative hat and yearbook and DVD.
There used to be a Sports Illustrated thing. Yeah. So I don't know. Good question. But someone has a collection of all those.
I still think of it sometimes in that way, where I'm like in the cheesy post-championship narration. There's always the one turning point, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always at this point, things were looking bleak. However, big play made by changed everything. And I don't know why I went into almost like Casey Kasem there. Like,
yeah,
this is your top 40. I think if it's going to happen, right? And will it, won't it? If you know for a fact, go to a sportsbook app and win a bunch of money. If it's going to happen, the end of the season DVD for a Canes dramatic championship run, I think we'll use that third period as the things were looking bleak, right? It's sure they had stayed alive in Game 4, but Game 5 on the road in Madison Square Garden, trailing going into the third period, the Carolina Hurricanes simply refused to quit. And from that point on, everything changed. And the reason why there's always that moment in those recap DVDs, they're probably on YouTube now, those hour and 15-minute the story of the champion YouTube videos, is because they exist for a reason. Those turning points happen for a reason. You can wedge a little earworm into the brain of the team that looks like they have everything figured out and just put a little hole in their defense, right? Just a little crack in the armor. And suddenly that's all they can think about. If I'm the Rangers, it is hard not to think about that third period. Tony D'Angelo of the Canes was asked if there's a carryover from one game into the next.
It's hard to say. I mean, I think we'd feel like we have some momentum right now, in my opinion, at least. But each game's so different. They're still up 3-2, so they might feel the same way as we do. They have, they still in the driver's seat. So it's just each game brings something different. But home tonight is a big thing for us. I think that'll help, and just got to get off to a good start.
I see a lot of logic there.
Yeah.
I think the first 5 minutes of this game are very important.
Mm-hmm.
I think it can be the difference between the Rangers settling in and going, all right, that third period was weird, and them going, oh, no.
Yeah.
Like having that slowdown moment where it's like, what did they figure out? How are they doing this? We couldn't stop it in the third period last time. Now they're starting off in the first period. I think the first 5 minutes of this game are going to be very important. Not to say the Canes can't win if it's 0-0 and kind of slow through the first 5 minutes, because then it's just a more traditional game. But as far as capitalizing on what you did in the last game, I think the first 5 minutes are very important.
I think the Rangers, one of their big things on the road, you want to take the crowd out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take the crowd out of it. If you jump on Canes early in this one, you suck the life out of the crowd. That's your goal. I think that's where the crowd actually does play a factor into tonight, is that even if the Canes, let's say they fall down 1-0 in the first period, you still got to keep the energy ramped up. Like, you really have to. You can't let the Rangers and what they're doing or how they're playing take anything out of you and what you're doing in terms of a fan base. Like, that is a real thing. Like, the Canes feed off of the fans. The Rangers are going to want to try and take out take the life and the air out of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what they want to do. They want a quiet crowd, other than the smattering of Rangers fans that will be here tonight. Because there will be a few, and you know what? Fine.
No, it's not fine, but
it's not fine.
You're
But
not
you know
gonna-
what?
you're not-
It's
inevitable.
They can
It's
drink
inevitable.
their tears on their way home.
It's inevitable. Speaking of the Canes feeding off of the fans and what the Rangers are going to try to prevent them from doing, Mike Maniscalco, the voice of the Canes, joined our sister station Mix 101.5 earlier today and said this about the Canes and their relationship with the crowd.
Let's face it, the Canes have a chance to do something special. And I don't pander when I say this because I have been in every rink and I have called pretty big games, away from PNC Arena. No team feeds off of their crowd the way that the Carolina Hurricanes do with this group here. It's a 100% fact. It is just one of the, for me, it is one of the more fantastic things in the sports world that I have been able to be a part of, to watch this team, especially in playoff games, get that ovation, get that feeling, get that electricity that they get from the crowd.
Nobody feeds off their fans like the Carolina Hurricanes. Again, you can take it with a grain of salt because that's coming from the voice of the Canes, or you can take that from a guy who, as he said, has called games in every arena. It's almost like, whether you believe it or not, why not go nuts as a fan, right? Let's say it doesn't impact the game. All right, all you did was have a great time going crazy supporting your team.
Yeah.
If it does impact the game, all right, you helped your team extend the series and
go nuts.
and it's like why I don't, for us maybe, or for like a professional singer, if you're like, I can't scream at the top of my lungs because I've got a concert tonight, fine. But if you're like, hey, I'm in a job where I don't need my voice as much, scream, go nuts, lose your voice. It's actually pretty fun.
Actually, you know what? You should probably already call it off tomorrow because you're celebrating tonight. You're going all in tonight. Tomorrow is a recovery day because that way you can get yourself ready for Game 7.
Exactly. It's recovery and pre-covery.
Exactly.
To get ready for Saturday, which you may have to drive to Madison Square Garden. Because everything we said about how it's not cool that Rangers fans are here, it is definitely cool for Canes fans to be there. So once we win this one, book your travel, head on down. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are going to take a brief hiatus from the Canes talk from here outside the arena where the Canes and Rangers will be playing for Game 6. And we're going to talk Panthers for football at 4. They had their schedule released yesterday. But before that, I got to tell you about what's going on over at Bailey's Fine Jewelry in their Village District location, more specifically inside the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. I'm Tim Donnelly for Fox and Bailey Watch Shop. Walk into Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District in Raleigh. Look to your right, walk all the way to the right. There's this really cool, vibey room. It's got drinks. It has records usually playing. It's an old school feel. And in all of the cases, they have some of the coolest timepieces you can imagine, right? Both new and pre-owned. And if you go to the kind of the featured case right there where the helpers are, it's pre-owned and vintage Rolex. I was there a few days ago with my family. I walk in, of course, I'm going to window shop the Rolexes, and I see a Sky Dweller, which is a beautiful piece, and it catches my eye immediately. I go to look at some other watches. Someone else walks in. First thing they say is, "Can I try on the Sky Dweller?" And I'm like, makes sense, right? All of that. It's a statement piece. When you wear it on your wrist, people notice. When you walk in the room, people notice. Just like both I did and the gentleman who came in to try it on next. It is the largest, by the way, pre-owned and vintage selection of Rolexes in North Carolina at Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location. So stop by and make sure they know we sent you. Make sure they know you heard about it right here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly. Football 4 is coming up next. Panthers, not exactly the apple of the NFL's eye. I'll tell you how we know that coming up.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Kuznetsov scores! Well, the bird flew north. Carolina with a 2-1 lead at Madison Square Garden.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck Drop at 7.
Martinook scores! Natchez to Martinook, and it's an offensive explosion in the third period. Carolina has a 3-1 lead.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurricanes, 99.9 The Fan.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bo sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, "It's Bo time." So don't wait. Grab a Supreme and dip into some Bo sauce. It's Bo time.
There's no time like Bo time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bo sauce is back. That's right, Bo sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bo sauce? Then it's Bo time.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Sanja loves to bathe, but her feet, they were throbbing. Then one day, I found a solution. Arch supports from the Good Feet store. Have foot pain? Good Feet could help.
You too can live the life you love with arch supports from the Good Feet store.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a walk-off grand slam or a base hit to center field, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in North Carolina. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. You guys do so many things: windows, doors, siding, gutters, awnings, roofing.
Roofing is the most important part of your home. You want to make sure you keep the water out. Our roofing products made by Certainty, the shingle roofing, it comes in a lot of different colors, a lot of different styles, but it has a 50-year, 5-star warranty on all material and labor, backed by the manufacturer. It's non-prorated.
I've never heard of a 50-year warranty. I always hear like 20 or 30.
Unless a tree hits the house or you have some storm damage, it'll be the last roof you ever put on your home.
I like that. What about metal roofing?
We do a lot of metal roofing. We got the standing seam, comes in a lot of different colors, and it'll last forever, but it doesn't have the 50-year warranty like the shingled roofing does.
Sounds like you're pushing shingle roofing, which you should, probably.
It's affordable, and again, it's hard to beat because it's really the last roof you'll have to pay to put on your home.
Dallas Rhule from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com.
Wow, check out these new deals at John Heister Chevrolet on brand new 2024 vehicles, like $5,000 off an Equinox LT, $6,000 off a Silverado 2500 High Country, and $7,000 off the Blazer RS. With a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in, get your hands on a 24 Colorado for $3,750 off, or a Silverado RST up to $11,000 off. John Heister Chevrolet even has the 24 Tahoe starting as low as $58,999. Get off your keister and get to John Heister Chevrolet in Fuquay Arena. Together, let's drive.
This hour of buzzer-beating, nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat sports action on 99.9 The Fan is powered by
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
Visit GotBryan.com.
That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Nice afternoon out there. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 81. Good to see a break from the rain, at least for one day, because it's back tomorrow. After a low of 62, we will climb to 83 tomorrow. We'll see partly cloudy skies, but late afternoon and evenings, thunderstorms roll in again, and we'll see storms for the weekend as well.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones now down 38 points at 39,869. Market update and this hour of the drive with Tim Donnelly brought to you by the Body Armor State Games. Coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for football at 4. We are outside PNC Arena. You can start to hear the energy picking up. The cornhole boards are getting active in front of us. The bounce houses and blow-up toys are being fired up.
Got a DJ.
And we got a DJ. Dennis has his s'more stick and marshmallow.
Yep.
So, my point is, we're going to be talking Canes right here on 99.9 The Fan all the way up to puck drop at 7. We'll take you up till 6, and then we'll pass it off to Adam Gold and Stormwatch for the hour pregame. But right now, we do have to take a quick detour because it's football at 4. We want to talk about the Panthers schedule release from a season ago, or from a day ago. Yesterday is when it was released. The NFL made a very loud statement to the Carolina Panthers. They told the Carolina Panthers they are the least entertaining team in the NFL. They said,
to an extent, yeah.
The NFL believes less people want to watch the Panthers play football than any other team in the NFL. Because every other team in the NFL has a primetime football game, and the Carolina Panthers have none. The closest they have to a primetime game is a game at 9:30 a.m. our time from Germany.
Yeah.
Against the Giants. They
That's
have a couple of 4:25 games, but other than that, it's basically Sunday at 1 o'clock every weekend.
They might get a couple of those 425 national spotlights. I think when they play the Kansas City Chiefs, things along those lines. Just kind of depends on the network and all what the networks want to do and that kind of deal. But nonetheless,
they play the Chiefs, they play the Cowboys, they play the Chargers, they play some big market teams, and even that couldn't get them a primetime game.
Exactly. Even that couldn't get them a prime time. But here's something that actually Dan Morgan and Dave Canales were the Panthers posted the videos. Dan Morgan, the GM, Dave Canales, the head coach, along with a couple other people that work for the team, along with Bryce Young and Derek Brown. We're all gathered when the league called in. It's like, all right, here's your schedule for the upcoming season. They started breaking it down and all those kinds of things. And afterwards, Dan Morgan said, like, oh, and Canales said, oh, we're all Sunday games and no primetime games. Like you mentioned, no Monday night, no Sunday night, no Thursday. And Dave Canales said, I love this. He's like, I like it because you already know what your week is going to look like. You know that what your Friday is going to be. You know what your Saturday is going to be. You know what your week of preparation is going to look like. You don't really have to deviate. Now there's a chance maybe a part of the season you might get flexed to a Saturday, you know, week 17 or week 18, something like that. But nonetheless, you know week in and week out exactly what you're going to be doing in terms of your preparation and all those kinds of things. We talked about how the Kansas City Chiefs have games on 6 days of the week. And even
and one that hasn't been named yet. Even remember Adam Gold and Victoria in the Adam Gold show, as they were closing out the show, mentioned how the New York Jets have 6 primetime games in their first 11. It's like that's hard to deal with as an athlete. It's a lot of weird travel. It's a lot of traveling late into the night. It's a lot of short weeks.
Especially if you have a Monday night game on the road, you're just sitting around all day.
So yeah,
it's just
and all Sunday.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ways to look at it. One is it is like a diss from the NFL, right? Because every decision the NFL makes is equal, right? Everyone gets the same amount of home games and road games if you look at a two-year breakdown. Every team goes to every other division a certain amount of time. Like everything is made to be equal except for the television schedules.
That's it.
Because that's where the NFL recognizes we're an entertainment product and we will get larger amounts of money if we put Patrick Mahomes on national television more than we put Sam Darnold. And I'm just picking names. So it's the one thing where they go, you know what? We're not protecting competitiveness. We're protecting entertainment. So you could take it as a diss. You could, like, I saw Jake Delhomme talking to a podcast. And I apologize. Don't know which podcast it is. But he was like saying, like, oh, the league doesn't respect us. The team should be upset. The team should be angry. And I don't know if he said it with that kind of, like, let's go.
That kind of fervor, yeah.
But you can look at it that way, or you can look at it and say it is a competitive advantage for everything Dennis said. Your Mondays are your Mondays. Your Tuesdays are your Tuesdays. Your Wednesdays are your Wednesdays. There's no, like, literally, and I know a little bit about this from college because we played a Thursday game every year. You start to get to where, like, it's Monday, but coach is calling it Wednesday. And he's like, this is a Wednesday practice. Tomorrow we'll do our Thursday practice. Next day we'll do our Friday walkthroughs. And I'm like, that's Wednesday. I get it. Like, it's it all makes sense, and it's not the biggest problem in the world, but it is a little confusing, and it throws you off your rhythm. And I've said this once, I've said this a billion times. Athletes are routine creatures. I was just listening to a podcast with Kirk Cousins. He was on with Will Compton's podcast, and Kirk Cousins they asked if he had any superstitions, and he goes, well, I call them routines. It was literally like superstitions.
Yeah.
It was like, I have to leave the locker room at the exact same time before every game. I have to wear the exact same stuff. He's like, I call them routines because it's stuff I know I can be successful with. But it's all just the weird way athletes are kind of built. So the Chiefs are going to have to get really good at being off schedule. The Carolina Panthers are going to get really, really used to being on schedule, and they're not going to have that wrench thrown in their system because of some primetime game or anything like that.
I think the Houston Texans, for the most part, were like a Sunday 1:00 game all last season, and worked out okay for them.
You can sneak up on some people.
You can.
Here's maybe the most important thing to remember, right? Because it is one of the things you take away from it. Like, even the national media members, when the full schedule was released last night, one of the first things they noticed was Carolina's the only team with no primetime games.
Yeah.
The one way to look at it, the one thing you might have to remind yourself, is a win at 1:00 on a Sunday and a win at 8:15 on a Monday. Both are just one win in the standings.
They're just a win.
So if you're the Panthers and you want to shock the world, win 8 games, right? If you want to prove them wrong, win 10 games. Now, is that a long shot? Sure, but that's why you are. That's why you're doing it, is because you didn't win many last year.
Be worthy of the audience.
And yeah, exactly. And the other thing is this: we broke it all down yesterday with all the bundling, and you need to watch this, and you need to watch that. Panther fans kind of get a break.
Yeah.
You don't need to subscribe to Amazon Prime to see every Thursday night game if you don't want to.
Nope.
You don't need to know the what streaming service the Christmas Day games are on. Where you don't need ESPN Plus and Netflix and this and that. You just need the traditional package.
You can have an antenna and get Fox and CBS.
There
That's all
go.
you need.
There you go.
That's it.
So
that's all you're going to need.
Silver lining, I guess, is one way to describe
100%.
This. One way. Another way is just blatant disrespect by the league.
I will say this, though, from a selfish standpoint, because Chris Lee and I do Panthers Playbook. We do an episode every Thursday and every Sunday after a game.
You get to stay on schedule.
My routine is set for the fall. I'm like, I already know what I'm doing. I don't have to worry about a Thursday game or the Monday night. I don't have to worry about any of that either. It's great. Makes my life easier.
That is true. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Here's Dennis.
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Lone Pronto. Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Lone Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Lone Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. You can use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value, it's way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards. Get some money out for the home improvement project you've been talking about doing. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call now, 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, lonepronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, Canes Cup Check-In. The Cup Check-In on 99.9 The Fan features one of the most important people in tonight's Game 6 between the Canes and the Rangers. Stick around to find out who.
Golf's second major will be found on 99.9 The Fan. Listen all week long as we cover the PGA Championship in Louisville, Kentucky.
And Brooks Koepka wins the PGA Championship.
Find out if Brooks Koepka can go back-to-back or if a new champion emerges. Depend on us for constant leaderboard updates. Coverage of the PGA Championship on 99.9 The Fan is teed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Picture this. The perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities. Just all your friends, burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Grilling. Better with Pepsi.
For a limited time, get 2 Pepsis for just $4 at Handy Hugo. So hurry in and enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi today.
The Triangle is going to be hopping this summer with great soccer. June 5th through the 10th is TST, a 7-on-7 men's and women's tournament at Wake Med Soccer Complex featuring 118 matches. Then July 23rd, International Giants Manchester City and Celtic face off at UNC. Save 10% off tickets by going to fcseries.com/Carolina. Use promo code TRIANGLE. That's fcseries.com/Carolina. Promo code TRIANGLE for 10% off.
Get ready. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale is coming to the State Fairgrounds May 17th through the 19th. The Car Scott building will be filled to the max with boats ready for immediate delivery featuring Suzuki outboards, shop center console, runabouts, deck boats, bass boats, pontoons, aluminum boats, and more, all under one roof. Boat Show only savings, discounts up to $8,000, factory rebates, and special financing on site. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale May 17th through 19th at the Car Scott building on the State Fairgrounds featuring Suzuki outboards, free admission, and parking.
Where can you find a place that not only offers amazing food, but also a super unique and fun atmosphere? Hey, it's Victoria Bodenecker here to tell you that place is Norse Brewing Company in Wake Forest. There's also Norse Brewing Longhouse in Zebulon, but both locations offer a mouth-watering menu with a Scandinavian twist. They also make all of their adult beverages in-house. Plus, speaking of the aesthetic, you will completely embrace your inner Viking when you go here. Don't just take my word for it, though. Please go check them out for yourself. Find out more information at norsebrewingco.com.
So my home is also my office, and before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la. Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Don't forget 4:33. So we're coming up on it at 4:33 p.m. We are going to be taking your calls and your tweets and your YouTube comments for first goal scorers. So we're going to need to know who you think scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period you think it comes. 4:33 is when that pops off. Right now, however, it's time for the Cup check-in on 99.9 The Fan. Served up by Abbey Road Tavern and Grill in Cary and Apex, your neighborhood rock and roll sports bars. Adam Gold was joined earlier by one of the most important people in tonight's Canes-Rangers game, Rod Brindamore, the head coach. Here's Adam and Rod earlier today.
All right, I just want to go back to Game 5 for a second. How good was it to see your captain get rewarded? Because he has had, at 5-on-5, more chances to score than anybody else in this series.
Yeah, well, it's kind of I don't know how to sum it up because you just said it. It's nice to see him get rewarded, right, for all the great play, to be honest. I mean, he's been very, very good, and like you said, he's had plenty of chances to score and just hasn't been able to do it, and that was just one of the nicer goals you're going to see as well. So that was wasn't just one off your butt, you know. It was a individual effort, which made it that much more special.
Yeah, I did figure that the first stall goal would come off a body part, not with an elite skating move. I also want to give Dmitry Orlov the credit for the patience that he had to show to wait. You executed a line change there. Jordan comes off the bench, pass in stride. Then I think he caught the Rangers kind of napping defensively, went around a good defender, and Keandre Miller didn't react, and Shesterkin bit at the first move. It was all good. I've always thought that for instance, when Andrei Svechnikov did something great, there was a different vibe, a different feeling throughout the team or throughout the building when it happens. When Jordan Staal does something, is there a different feel throughout the team because of how they feel about him?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think maybe, you know, I think all the guys, they don't really care who scores. But,
right.
When you get, you know, when they know how hard Jordan works and what he means to our group, and when he gets, you know, rewarded like that, I think they all, you know, carries a little more weight.
Another core guy, Jordan Martinook, got a big goal that gives you the breathing room, the separation at 3-1. He's another guy that, you know, hard on his sleeve, really has, you know, leader by example type of stuff. Again, is it a similar situation when he comes through?
I think so. I mean, we got a few of these kind of guys, which you got to have, and they mean so much to our group. And, you know, Marty's been here for a long time as well, and, you know, he plays the same way every night.
Yep.
And those guys don't often get on the score sheet maybe because they're not on the power plays and they're not getting those special league minutes, but they're equally as important.
Maybe you should put both of them on the power play.
Yeah, wouldn't hurt, man. It wouldn't hurt.
I joked with Martinook, you know, back in January and February when he scored all those goals. I asked him if he was going to lobby for power play time. He said probably not, but maybe they should. On that play that Jordan scored the goal, and I was going to get to these two players anyway, so let's just work through it here. Jack Jury makes the first play, the hit on Trouba to get the puck out. And then Natchez is also down low, beats the Rangers to the puck, and he gets it out in front. Jack, I know you've been impressed with, but have we seen a better version of Marty, even though there hasn't been a ton of highlight reel goals?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, on that goal is a good example of him doing it right and just, you know, almost straight lines and a little less, you know, the skating all over the place, but he winds it up all the time. So that I like that. We need, in this time of year, that's kind of more effective. They're just clamping down so much. It's hard to get ice. But, you know, he still has that ability, and he's showing it, especially on power play entries and things like that, where, you know, he's just missed a few. So we're, you know, listen, we know he's a dynamic player, but when he can do it, tighten it up a little bit, I think that's even that much more effective for us.
Yeah, and Jack's been great. I thought he was one of the best players even before that play happened where he creates the goal. I thought Jack was awesome. Blocking shots, you know, struggling to the bench at one point. Brett Pesce skated yesterday. You said you could put him in, but you'd like to not. Do you anticipate him being available, possibly even if there is a Saturday?
It's kind of up to him, you know, and he has to tell us that he feels like he could play in a game that he hasn't really had but one practice in three weeks. So we certainly don't want to put a guy in that, even though he might be kind of there.
Okay.
If he's kind of there, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's not going to work, right? So I think he's getting closer. Maybe it's a discussion if we can get through this game, but certainly not for right now.
All right. I'm assuming it's Frederik Andersen in goal. Are you willing to tell us?
I'm just going to let you assume, and then we'll see what happens.
Once again, that was the Canes Cup check-in here on 99.9 The Fan, served up by Abbey Road Tavern and Grill in Cary and Apex, your neighborhood rock and roll sports bar. Adam Gold joined by Rod Brindamore. You knew that, right? You knew he wasn't going to go, yep, Freddie.
Yeah.
I'll let you assume. I'm assuming it's Freddie. Just put that out there. Also, this weekend, listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the PGA Championship. Here's the current leaderboard from Valhalla. Xander Schauffele still on top. He finished in the morning wave at 9 under. Tony Finau and Sahith Theegala are in second, tied 6 under par. So Schauffele 3 clear of everybody. Scheffler gave a stroke back.
Oh.
He was 3 under through 4. Now he's 2 under through 6. So there's bogey mixed in there somewhere. Tiger Woods finished earlier today. +1 on the day, tied for 86th. He's got some work to do tomorrow if he wants to see the weekend. But, he's probably just conserving energy for Pinehurst.
Of course. Yeah, whatever it is that you want to tell yourself.
It's all strategic. See, most people
Sure.
don't think as strategically as he does. It's course management. I'm just going to start, and when we update on Tiger stats, I'm just going to start bringing up by the way, he once won the Masters by 12 strokes. Oh, by the way, he once won the U.S. Open by 10 strokes. Oh, by the way, he once won, just to remind everybody why it matters. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's jump into our Hurri-Cons and Hurri-Cons. Hurri-Cons and cons. This is what are you most confident about? What are you most concerned about when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes? And then we'll update the Carolina Hurri-Confidence meter in a few minutes. And again, keep your first goal scorers ready at 4:33. We're opening up the phone lines. I have good news and bad news. Which do you want first? You always want the bad news. We start with the concerns. My concern is it's gift wrapped. It is on a platter. It is presented to us. It is the power play.
Yep. That's also mine.
It is such a big concern that I'm not sure there's room for other concerns. And there is other concerns, but this one's just so obvious. They're 1 for 20?
1 for 20, I believe, officially.
And they've given up 2 shorties.
Yes.
So on 20 power plays in the series, the power play unit is -1.
Yeah. It's not great, Bob.
That's concerning. That's concerning, right? And that's exactly what it is. It is the definition of. Now, how do you fix it? It looks like Rod is just going to kind of stay the course and trust his players to figure it out, which is not necessarily a bad strategy when you have the players he has on the power play. It's just, maybe I'm different this way. I'm okay struggling with something as long as I feel like there's something I can do. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm weak, I'm fine being weak as long as I know I can go lift weights. Like, I get very frustrated when the doctor says, all right, to get better, you're just going to have to rest and do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, tell me what I can do, doc.
No. Like, there's got to be a rehab I can do,
Tell me to drink water. I'll drink 10 gallons a day.
Yeah.
Like, give me something I can do.
Can I ice it?
Yeah, ice elevation every 20 minutes. Let me know. So it's very frustrating to deal with the power play when the solution seems to be, just put the same guys out there and wait. I'm like, no, what can we do?
Yeah.
What can we change? What strategy can we flip? What can we do? And it's like, there's nothing. It's just time and I don't know, drink some water.
We have seen some tweaks where we've seen, for example,
tweak backs.
We've seen Brady Shea go to the top power play unit, normally where Brent Burns was. And we also seen some guys like Svetch and Gensel and Teravainen flip around a little bit. depending on what unit they're on. It seems like Svetch and Gensel are back up with the top unit along with Jarvis and Sebastian Aho and Brady Shea. So, again, it's just kind of figuring out who goes where. Maybe you put Svechnikov in that, like, high slot that they call the bumper position, and then you put Gensel on the outside. Maybe that's what you do, or maybe you put Jarvis in that high bumper spot and put Gensel or Svetch down low. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can switch those things around a little bit just to try and, again, create something a little bit different. As long as their power play isn't A, giving up scoring chances, but B,
which isn't an assumption right now,
but B, generating momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the thing. As long as you generate momentum on the offensive side of the puck from your power play, even if you don't score, you can still establish, hey, we got the net front. We still establishing
it was in the offensive zone the whole time.
You could do a lot of really good things with that. So
tired him out.
As long as it doesn't just halt your progress during the course of the game, then you're all right.
Let's jump to confidence. This is Cons and Cons here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly. What are you most confident in when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes? I think mine might be an overreaction to some takes I saw last week. But my confidence is Jordan Staal leading the way.
Okay.
Jordan Staal felt the team needed a goal. What did he do? He scored a goal. He was really good throughout the game in Game 5. He's always going to be a grinder. He's always going to be a great defensive forward. But I think he was he's sensed the moment, stepped up. Obviously, the goal is what we all think of. But it really was a complete game effort from Jordan Staal. And you need that guy at the top. Doesn't have to be your best player, Aho. Doesn't have to be your most talented player. But you need that leader guy. And Jordan Staal, that was a lot of confidence from me towards Jordan Staal after that one.
Mine is the confidence that the Carolina Hurricanes must be feeling right now after having won 2 straight. And the confidence that I have, my con, is Carolina's been in this situation twice already of you have to win this game. Once here, once on the road. Born in the darkness.
Born into the elimination games.
So for them, they already know how to handle the situation because they've proven to themselves they can do it. They've done it twice. So you should have the utmost confidence that, hey, we can go do this thing again. Now, the Rangers are going to bring their best punch. Like, they really are. The Rangers, they're going back to New York tonight. The question is, are the Carolina Hurricanes going up there too? That's the only question about after tonight. They know they're going to go back home. For them, the Rangers, is that, you know what? They're still in control. If I'm the Rangers, I'm telling, hey, guys, we're still in control. We're up 3-2. They have to win. Like, they're the one that actually has the most pressure on them. But for Carolina, you know you can handle this because you've already proven to yourself twice that you can take care of the business with your back against the wall.
Can you quickly read that YouTube comment from the Rangers that you're telling me during the commercial break about the Kane, relax, buddy, or whatever he said?
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's actually someone in the YouTube comments who said, hey, Rangers weren't even trying last game. Canes won 2 games. Chill, dude. That comes from Joe Gambuti. I'm sorry, John Gambuti. My apologies. Weren't trying last game. Sure, whatever you got to tell yourself that, hey, you know what? We're up 1-0 going into the third period. We can win this series. Let's not even try. Give me a break, cuz.
The Canes only won 2 games. The Rangers have won 3.
Yeah.
Like, let's. It's not like this is a best of 13 series and you're up 5-2.
Yeah.
It's closer than you think if that's your attitude. And are you going to try today? Can you flip that switch? I don't know many teams that can truly flip a switch and go from not trying to trying. Let's update the Hurt confidence meter. We're bumping it up a little bit from the last time we've done this. It's up to It's Our Year.
This is our year, baby.
This is our year, which is one step below planning the parade, one step above In Rod We Trust. I found a flaw in our Hurt confidence meter.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know if it ever will get bad enough for me to not trust Rod. So when it's In Rod We Trust is the middle, it's like that becomes the floor. We're never going to see the others because even if things are going really bad, I would still trust Rod to figure it out. But that's neither here nor there. That's just something we'll discuss by next season. Hopefully we still have a Rod to trust. But it's our year. It feels like something kind of special is happening, right? You win 2 games from being down 0-3. You do let yourself believe, right? You do start going, you know what? 3-0 was impossible, but 3-2, Teams come back from 3-2 all the time.
You're telling yourself, hey, one game at a time. That's it. Just go win one.
So, this is our year is kind of what you say when you start to feel that team of destiny thing happening. We had a fan stop by here. We're outside PNC Arena, and fan stopped by wearing an NC State shirt. Said, I didn't have a Canes shirt, but hey, they could use some of the magic, right? And it's like you start to feel that kind of snowball thing happening. Should we open up the phone lines?
We should. By the way, actually, before we do that, we do have some first goal scores and stuff. We're going to go for our 99.9 The Fan YouTube page. So right here on our live chat, again, we stream on 99.9 The Fan's YouTube channel, so you can always interact with us there. So this actually comes from Will Park, said Jarvis in the first. We also have another one that said Jarvis first goal in the first period as well. We have a Gensel in the first. We have a Jack Drury first period goal. We also have a Jalen Chatfield second period.
If Jalen Chatfield is scoring the first goal, it would have to be something weird, like 7 minutes into the second period or something. It would have to just be an odd game.
By the way, you also had a Rangers fan say here in the comment section, Rangers in 6. So basically predicting the Rangers are going to win tonight. They're very comfortable playing in Raleigh. They've had much success playing there. Crowd will be no problem. Might even be more pressure on the Hurricanes. We also did say special teams will determine the game. Rangers, this Rangers fan says, Rangers will find their power play, but the Carolina Hurricanes will never find it themselves.
There was a lot of disagree. All right, fine. Special teams will play a huge factor. I agree with that part. Then back to disagree with that.
Blind Doom just said Angry Aho in the first.
Angry Aho.
I love Angry Aho. Angry Aho is great.
When you start seeing the eyes get a little bit more lasered in, meaning you can just see into his soul and his soul is angry, then yeah, Angry Aho. Does he get angry in the first though? Sometimes it takes him a while to get to Angry Aho. He's got to build up. We have our 3 callers on the line. I don't even think I gave out the phone number yet.
Oh, it's already locked in?
We already have 3 on the line.
Oh, by the way, I want to throw out here there's some shade here at this Rangers fan. Let's throw some shade out here at this Rangers fan that's clearly talking back to us. Historically, the Canes are unable to beat the Rangers in the big game.
But this isn't a big game according to Rangers fans.
Well,
they're up 3-2.
Exactly, they're up 3-2, and not a big deal. But I'm sorry. Like, okay, yeah, in 2022, you did win Game 7 here. I totally get that. I'm not going to dismiss that at all. But what happened in the bubble when the Rangers and the Canes had to play each other? And I remember actually it was Sebastian Aho dancing around Tony D'Angelo in that one. How'd that was? Oh, I think it was like 3-0 if I remember correctly in that one. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Last time I checked, that mattered.
Just to get ahead of you, I know what your comment's going to be. That was Tony D'Angelo.
Well, there's that.
Let's go ahead and go to the phone lines. We need first goal scorer predictions. If you didn't get through on the phone lines, feel free to tweet at us, at Donnelly Sports, at The Fan Rookie. You can comment on our YouTube. We're monitoring them all. Those will be for bragging rights. These 3 callers, if they get it right, will get a signed puck by one of their favorite Canes. So we'll start with Joe in Raleigh. Joe, thank you for calling in. Who scores the first goal and in what period for the Canes?
It's going to be Stahl, but I want to talk Gensel and could snap off. Like, I just want to say for all these bandwagon Canes fans that I love too, their only measurement, Kuznetsov and Gunzel, is Mark Recchi and Doug Waite. And if they can name the numbers of Mark Recchi and Doug Waite, then they're real Canes fans, not bandwagon.
Okay, I'm sorry, Joe, real fast. What was your goal prediction again?
Give us the goal prediction, and then you're going to have to deal with Dennis.
Well, Joe just hung up, so I think that takes Joe out of the
All right, well, Joe's
Joe called in just to say that and didn't even get his. All right, we need one more person.
All right, let's go to Bo in Raleigh. Dennis was about to light Joe up.
We'll address Joe's comments here in a second.
Bo in Raleigh. Bo, who's going to score the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
All right, that's Jarvis in the first. He's got to make his mark on this game, on this series. Hopefully it'll be on a power play. I think Shesterkin, gave up the first power play goal back in game, 4? And ever since then, he's been giving up more goals. We ended his streak of 3 or fewer goals. He's bleeding. It's like King Xerxes in 300 or, Thanos fighting Iron Man one-on-one. He makes him bleed. You got to make God bleed to show him that he's human, that he can be beaten. So it's going to be Jarvis forcing Game 7, leading the way here tonight.
All right, Joe. Bo. Getting my rhyming names confused. All right, Buzz, great pick, and I'm pulling for you because that means Jarvis has gotten off the schneid. It's been 4 games since he's scored a point.
It's been a minute.
So I'm looking forward to that. Mickey in Youngsville. Mickey, who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
I got Aho in the first. I think he's going to come out with a fire under his tail and punch him in the mouth.
Angry Aho. What is it about Aho right now that everybody thinks he's going to be real upset?
I just think he's been itching. He's been getting the assists, but he's going to be back home and he's ready to represent the A and the Canes and get us over the hump.
All right. When Aho plays with that edge, watch out.
I know.
I love it.
It's why, what was it, game 3? When he walked from the bench to the locker room, they caught his eyes and I was like, oh, game 4 is going to be a Canes win because Aho's not going to let it happen. Thank you very much, Mickey, for the call. Sit on the line. Graham, let's get your contact info. Nick in Fuquay-Varina, you get to replace Joe. Nick, who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
Getzel in the first.
Any more specifics you can give us?
The very first shift of the first.
Oh,
I like this.
I've been big on the first 5 minutes being important for the Canes, so hopefully you're right there, Nick. Thank you for the call. Sit on the line. Graham has some info he needs to get from you. Let's run down some of the people you might know and their predictions.
We also had Marty online said Kuzi in the first gets us started. We also have Jordan Stahl in the first period as well. Also, someone said smelling a hat trick tonight, thinking Gensel.
All right.
I mean, would not hate that at all.
Brent on Twitter says Jarvis shorthanded in the second.
Okay.
Adam Gold, who hosts the Adam Gold Show before this one every weekday. He'll also be hosting the Stormwatch. We'll pass it to him at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
He says Teuvo Teravainen in the second.
Okay.
Victoria, Adam Gold's producer on the Adam Gold Show. Martin Natchez in the first.
All right. Don't hate it.
Graham, who's producing our show right now back at the studio, has your guy, Dennis, Drury in the first.
Yeah, no, he's on the bandwagon. I love it, Graham.
Drury in the first.
I love it.
Paul Ihander, the host of Next Up from 9 to 10 every weekday right here, 99.9 The Fan. He's also our program director. Gensel in the first. Alex, who produces the Sports Shop on Buzz Sports Radio. Aho in the second. We talked to Kat Campbell earlier today. Kotkaniemi in the second. Anybody else I'm missing? Well, we'll get Walt Ruffs when he joins the show coming up in the next segment. That should be a fun one. He always kind of, assuades us.
He'll give us one.
He humors us is the word I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. And then you can keep sending those in. If you get them right, we'll give you the bragging rights is the term I was looking for.
All right, real quick, as before Walt goes up, I know we got to get the break here. What Joe said, he called in and he mentioned bandwagon Canes fans. Because a real Canes fan would know who Mark Recchi, Doug Waite were back in 06 and what
names.
numbers.
Or, yeah,
like the numbers
sorry.
that they wore. Okay, fine. Doug Waite, 39, Mark Recchi, 18. Cool. Am I a better Canes fan now? Here's the thing when it comes to fandom. Do not be a gatekeeper. Because at some point, in your fandom for anything in your life, there was an entry point. Maybe it's a cup run. But guess what? Just because someone can't name the number of a player that played on the team back in 06, now he's referencing Kuznetsov and Gensel because those are the big trades. Doug Waite, Mark Recchi, those guys were brought in during the 06 seasons to help make that cup run. Just because you may not fully understand who those guys are doesn't mean you're any less of a fan. Like, you know what? Fine. You want to be a bandwagon fan? There are people that jump on board in the playoffs. They don't have time or the bandwidth in their lives to commit to being a fan, or I say being a fan, to like watching every single game or following all the stats or knowing who all the guys are. Some people, their fandom is they listen to what you and I say. Mm-hmm. That's their fandom, and then they watch some games and stuff online, or maybe they follow some highlights, things like that. Don't sit there and call it not a real Canes fan. No. Do not be a gatekeeper because guess what? For example, what if I said to you, well, you can't be a Canes fan because of this or X, Y, Z? Like, there's nothing that says you cannot be is there levels to it? Is your enjoyment if the Canes win tonight higher because you know who Doug Waite and Mark Recchi were and what numbers they wore? No, it does not matter. Don't be a gatekeeper for fans.
I'll put it this way. If those bandwagon fans buy new gear,
They're fans.
I'm saying that helps Tom Dundon afford Rod Brindamore.
Yeah.
So you want to turn away cash? You want to turn away an opportunity to break the bank for Rod and keep him around? There's ripple effects. Changing it up real quickly here, I'm Tim Donnelly for DraftKings Sportsbook. The chase for the cup is on, and if you're looking to light the lamp, nothing beats the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps. DraftKings has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. This week, all North Carolina customers can place a pregame moneyline bet on Carolina. Better do it quick. And if they lead by at least 2 goals at any time during the game, you win, even if they end up losing the game. That's not fun to say. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. New customers, use the code TIMD, no spaces, at sign-up. And if you bet $5, you will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code TIMD only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. One early win per opted-in customer. Max bet limits apply. Token expires at the start of the game. See dkng.co/ice for wagering eligibility and terms. Canes team reporter Walt Ruff joins the show next. Stick around.
It's back.
Words you never want to hear when it comes to plumbing. Better call NCK's Plumbing and Backflow. We're Wake County's first choice for plumbing services. We can save the day all kinds of ways. We offer water heaters, drain cleaning, backflow testing, and more, and use state-of-the-art technology to diagnose and repair existing problems. You'll want us back because we recommend the most cost-effective and energy-efficient solutions. CKSplumbing.com, Wake County's first choice for residential and commercial plumbing services.
Getting ready to take on spring? Make your first move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. From hedge trimmers and mowers to string trimmers and more, save on select Steel battery tools. Right now, save $50 on the RMA 460V lawnmower battery set. Real Steel. Find yours at steeldealers.com. With AK30 battery and AL101 charger. Offer valid for a limited time only while supplies last. See participating dealer for details.
You don't sit on your keister as the home team drives in the playoffs. So after the game, get off your keister and get to Heister to score a killer special. Right now at John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington, get over $12,500 off a 2023 Dodge Charger or Challenger, up to $12,000 off the 23 Durango, or up to $13,000 off a 23 Grand Wagoneer. Rams, up to $10,700 off a 24 Ram 2500, or up to $12,600 off a 24 Ram 1500 Bighorn. Hurry into John Heister Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lillington.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. Because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken Supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bow Sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, "It's bow time." So don't wait. Grab a Supreme and dip into some Bow Sauce. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bow Sauce is back. That's right, Bow Sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bow Sauce? Then it's bow time.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Shinecup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 919-400-5473. That's 919-400-5473. In Cary, Clayton, Raleigh, and Wake Forest, 919-400-5473.
Dauntless Transmissions has been the trusted transmission shop in Raleigh for more than 27 years. The experts at Dauntless Transmission are dauntless when it comes to caring for your vehicle. Whether that means a total transmission rebuild, complex engine or brake service, or just a routine tune-up, your vehicle will be dauntless when they're done with it. Visit DauntlessTransmissions.com. Dauntless Transmissions, your local source for exceptional service.
Dauntless is currently looking for skilled auto technicians to join the Dauntless team. Visit DauntlessTransmissions.com/careers to apply.
This hour of the drive is brought to you by the Body Armor State Games, coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
Welcome back into the drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. From live outside PNC Arena on the plaza between PNC and Carter Finley. And Dennis and I are joined by Walt Ruff. He stepped outside into the heat for us, so we appreciate you.
Of course, fellas, anything for you.
Well, let's just jump right into it, right? Okay. That third period against Igor, how the heck do they build off of that? Is it something that translates to, like, I feel like I'm in a lot of debates about if momentum is real with fans right now. Like, is that something that impacts today's game?
You know, it's funny because it does depend on who you ask. Rod Brindamore was asked a couple times. He kind of shot it down each time, said each game takes on a life of its own. Some of the guys did say, listen, we got to try and take the things that we did right in that period and try and build off of that. But for me, that third period and where things stand in the series kind of go hand in hand, because the question I would ask is, have you planted a seed of doubt? It's the first time Igor's allowed more than 3 goals in a game in this postseason. I know that round 1 was kind of a cakewalk for them, but he's a world-class goalie. And he's certainly capable of bouncing back, but does that make him think? That's what I'm curious to find out tonight.
The part that's probably not making him think is the power play. That's called a transition. That's a segue in the biz.
There you go.
I thought when Shea scored on the power play, it was like, all right, they broke the seal, the lid's off, let's go. Right back to it in Game 5. What's going on with the power play?
It is, to this point, the defining downfall in the series for Carolina, right? I mean, 1 for 20 is just abysmal. There's no two ways.
With 2 shorties allowed.
Yeah. The special teams as well. I mean, granted, the penalty kill has gotten it going. 8 for 8 in the last 3 games. That's taken a step forward. So they've made the tweaks in that department. The power play, they're trying to make tweaks. Give them credit. They're not remaining stagnant. And Rod was asked about that. Do you stick with what's made you successful? Do you try and switch things up? At yesterday's practice, we saw Jake Gensel back on the first unit, Teuvo Teravainen on the second, Brent Burns still quarterback in the second power play unit. And I mean, from basically about mid-December on, he was power play 1 quarterback, and now he's on the second unit. They're trying to figure something out, and like we were all hoping was going to be the case in Game 4, that kind of opened the floodgates. We'll see if maybe tonight's that night. I mean, it was a good power play all year long. That's the most frustrating part, right?
6.9%. I've said it 100 times this week.
Yeah, and there were so many occasions of where they were able to string together not only a successful run, but strings of games with multiple goals, and now here we are just begging for one, seemingly.
Now, you may not score on the power play, but at least you don't want your momentum and your on the offensive side of the puck to just come to a screeching halt at least, right? You could generate momentum off of your power play, even though you might not score. Seems like they're not even getting that.
No, I mean, like you guys were alluding to a moment ago, games 3 and 5, you give up shorthanded goals, and don't know if you could say the same for Game 3 as you could for Game 5, but before that Jacob Trouba shorthanded goal in Game 5, the Canes had it going in the right direction, and that was just such a momentum killer. Thankfully, they were able to pick it up between the second and third, but you're absolutely right. If you're not scoring, you know, I'll stop short of saying that's okay, because you need to be scoring in those situations this time of year, but you can't have it swinging the other way, because once you give up a shorthanded goal, very seldom are teams flipping back, still able to score, and then taking momentum.
We're talking with Walt Ruff, team reporter for the Carolina Hurri-Cons here outside PNC Arena on the drive. Is it possible to get the good Kuznetsov without the boneheaded penalty Kuznetsov, or is it literally just you got to take the good with the bad and he can impact the game, so you live with it?
Yeah, I think you take the good with the bad. I mean, it's similar to Andrei Svechnikov, right?
Yep.
Tremendous player on offense, and there are times, like in Game 5, he sends one over the glass late in the game, and you're just looking around like, are you serious right now? But those things are going to happen. You just hope that they can stay disciplined enough that they are impacting the game offensively and staying out of the penalty box. In a situation like this, the teams are approaching it as who's not going to make the mistake, right? Because that's what it can come down to.
Yep.
You know the Rangers are going to come out hot tonight, but at the same time, they can't be too tight up, too clammed in their shell. But if you're the Canes, you also can't be loosey-goosey thinking you won 2 games in a row, and I'm sure that they won't. But again, it's who's not going to make that mistake tonight.
I'm pretty confident that Andrei and Evgeny Kuznetsov are not worried about, being too loosey-goosey. You know what I mean? They're not worried about not making mistakes. They're out there to make plays, and you need some of that, which is why the good and the bad is kind of what you have to balance. Seth Jarvis hasn't gotten a point since Game 1. Is it he has done some good things, and Dennis points that out often every time. I'm like, just give me a point, man.
Yeah.
Is it a concern? What needs to get him going?
No, I don't think it's a concern. I think you have to remember over the cumulative course, regular season and postseason, guys go through ruts like this, right? There are times where the points just are not there, but like you were saying, are you still impacting the game? And Seth Jarvis is still playing a critical role for the Carolina Hurricanes, but yes, you would hope that the point production comes with it because we've seen at times this year he's on the first line, he's on the third line. Now he's alongside Jordan Staal and Teuvo Teravainen. Teuvo Teravainen is another guy who you'd like to see maybe get going a little bit. So hopefully it continues to come, but if he sticks with the type of game that makes him successful throughout the season, he's a big part of the penalty kill now too. You hope that Seth Jarvis the points will follow for him.
Everything I see is leaning towards Freddie in goal. Is it just that until further notice it's his net and no questions asked?
Yeah, I would think so. 2 days in between games, pretty light workload on Monday. I would be surprised if it's not him this season.
And if Saturday, you got to roll with Freddie, right?
If you win tonight, you probably stick with what gets you wins.
As always, when we have you on here before games, we need a first goal scorer. Who scores the first goal for the Canes, and in what period did they do it?
All right, so I think I did first period both times. That didn't work out. I think I did defense both times. That didn't work out. So we're switching it up, that's for sure. Going to go with Sebastian Aho in the second period tonight.
All right. I don't know what it is about today. I said this earlier. Fans, we do have everyone from the station do it. Much more comfortable today going non-first. Usually we get all first period. Who wants to pick like a second period, right? Seems like today everyone's kind of more okay with it being a pitcher's duel early, and then maybe that first goal coming in the second and the roof coming off the place.
Yeah, when you get 4 goals in 20 minutes in the third, you're okay with waiting a little bit.
Well, I think it kind of, like you said earlier, teams don't want to make that key mistake. And I think teams are going to be kind of feeling it out a little early, like, all right, not going to make that aggressive play. I'm going to make sure I'm in the right spot defensively. So we might get like 8 shots on goal first period, both sides, and nothing after the first.
So there you go. Aho in the second for Walt Ruff. You can keep yours coming to us on Twitter at Donnelly Sports, at The Fan Rookie, or at 99.9 The Fan. Walt, we appreciate you.
Of course. Thanks, fellas.
We'll be back on the drive with the starting 5 coming up next.
Capital Financial.
Actually, right now I'm going to tell you about what's going on over at Capital Financial Advisory Group. The life insurance that you thought you knew, your parents' version of life insurance, it's a thing of the past. Go ahead and embrace the game-changing amendments to the world of life insurance. It can help you along the path to retirement. If you're ready to learn about the practical ways you can utilize life insurance in your financial plan, right? So much of what Capital Financial Advisory Group does is about making sure your retirement is as lucrative and as dependable as possible. You can work in one of these new and innovative insurance policies into that financial plan, and they can explain to you everything about it. What are you waiting for? Call Coach Pete and his team today. Call right now. Coach Pete will walk you through his situation, his financial plans, but also hook you up with a copy of one of his best-selling books. Be sure to tell him I sent you. That's the important part, everybody. When you call up Capital Financial, make sure they know you heard about it right here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly, or you could just text my name, TIM, to 600-700. 800-691-3215 to call. 800-691-3215. Make sure they know we sent you, or text Tim to 600-700. Starting 5 coming up next right here on The Drive. Don't go anywhere.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Kuznetsov scores! Well, the bird flew north. Carolina with a 2-1 lead at Madison Square Garden.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck drop at 7.
Martinook scores! Natchez to Martinook, and it's an offensive explosion in the third period. Carolina has a 3-1 lead.
On your exclusive home for the Carolina Hurri-Canes, 99.9 The Fan.
If Heineken Silver was a 60-second radio ad, it'd tell you all the stuff you need to know in only 30 seconds to keep things light and refreshing. Seriously, time me. Heineken Silver, a world-class light beer that's surprisingly crisp and refreshing, made with only premium quality ingredients and just 2.9 grams of carbs and 95 calories, all without compromising on taste. Heineken Silver, all the taste, no bitter endings. Order now at Heineken.com/silver. Must be 21 and older to purchase. Enjoy Heineken responsibly. Whew, 30 seconds, that's it. Done. Peace.
Electricity flows through everything. Our movement, our passion, our drive. Ford connected the performance of a sports car with the thrill of an EV to create a pony tuned for exhilaration, engineered to give you an extra jolt of adrenaline. Feel something electric. The 2024 Mustang Mach-E SUV. Test drive one today at your Carolina Ford dealer. Available at Ford EV certified dealers only.
Hey friends, Paul Ihander from 99.9 The Fan for FanDuel. It is playoff time. NHL, NBA, and baseball is in full swing. FanDuel is your place to bet on every game. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you bet your first $5. Just visit FanDuel.com/Paul. Paul with a capital P, and sign up. Then you can bet on everything from slap shots to slam dunks to home runs, all on an app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. So get started today. $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, when you place your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/Paul, P-A-U-L, and get started. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. 21 plus and present in North Carolina. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Is your heating and air system ready for hot weather? Call Newcomb & Company today to schedule a routine maintenance and ensure your system is operating at peak performance. Become a Comfort Contract customer to receive priority service and a 15% discount on service calls and repairs for HVAC and plumbing work. Newcomb & Company has served the area as a Carrier Factory authorized dealer for more than 3 generations. Turn to the experts today. Call 919-862-3000 or find us at newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company and Carrier. Your comfort is our business.
Where'd y'all go last week?
Well, we've been watching our budget.
So no going out?
Oh yeah, we're going out, just hitting all the specials. First, we hit the House of Hops. That's Jerome's favorite spot. Big savings on Monday and Wednesdays. Mix and match craft beer and 25% off on to-go growlers. Oh, it's a great place to relax.
You know, the Mix has some good specials and they're across the street.
You have to check out their wine tastings once a month and their live music schedule, plus $5 draft beer on Thursdays. Then Saturday, it's salt and lime brunch, and Monday they have $5 margaritas.
Wait, what about Sharkies?
Oh, sweetie, you know Sharkies is special all the time.
So you're just going in a circle. House of Hops, Salt and Lime, the Mix, then Sharkies. House of Hops, Salt and Lime, the Mix, then Sharkies. Sounds like a vicious cycle.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a vicious cycle. More like a wonderful cycle.
Yeah, sounds like a cycle I need to be riding.
House of Hops, the Mix, Salt and Lime, and Sharkies. Definitely a cycle you should be riding. Hope to see you soon.
It's Window Nation's semi-annual sale, and it's a big deal. Right now, get 50% off all windows, along with no interest for 5 years, plus bonus savings when you schedule a consult today at 866-90-NATION or windownation.com.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers.
He scores! What a comeback!
Visit GotBryan.com. That's GotBryan.com.
WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. Take us with you on radio, web, app, Alexa, and YouTube. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. Nice to have a dry day, but wet weather returns tomorrow and lasts into the weekend. Slight chance for a shower tonight, 62. Mostly cloudy for your Friday. A 40% chance for showers and storms. The high up to 83.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. The Dow Jones closes the day down 38 points at 39,869. Market update brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Ready to step into a healthy and active lifestyle? Come to the Good Feet Store and experience the difference. Discover how a simple step can lead to a life of pain-free possibilities. This hour of the drive brought to you by the Body Armor State Games, coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting 5.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting 5. Served up by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Visit gottbryan.com. That's gottbryan.com. But before we do that, we do have some more first goal scorer predictions coming in, including Drew on Twitter, who says first period goal, they're not going to come out slow.
Okay.
Canes are not going to hold the puck. And then he said Jordo's going to score.
I love it.
Is this a little trying to get credit for 2? Because it could be Jordan Stahl, could be Jordan Martinook.
I think Jordo's usually referred to as Jordan Stahl.
I agree, but I'm just saying we ask for specificity.
Yeah, Jordo's Jordan Stahl.
All right.
So we're gonna say he said Jordan Stahl.
Brent on Twitter said Jarvis shorthanded in the second.
Okay.
And more to come. So and you have a whole bunch on yours.
There's
also
a
as
whole lot here on the YouTube Live. I can tell you that much. So yeah, we have guys saying Aho coming in hot in the first period. We also again have Stahl with another first period. Another Jordan Stahl first period. So yeah, clearly everyone's on the Jordan Stahl bandwagon. It appears like.
Hey, he scored 1 this postseason, but it was last game, so fire it up again. With that being said, let's jump into the starting 5, starting with number 5. The starting 5 today is a special starting 5 in honor of Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
We had 5 games previous to this in this series. So we're going to say what we've learned and what the Canes can take from each game along the way to win Game 6. So I apologize for how confusing this is going to be.
Yes.
Number 5 is Game 1. Then number 4 is going to be Game 2, and so on and so forth.
3 is 3.
What can the Canes take from Game 1 that can help them win in Game 6? I think this one is don't put the Rangers on the power play.
Yeah.
And it's not a lesson that they've executed since, right? They've put the Rangers on the power play more than I'd like to see. They've had some penalties that I don't think were the smartest penalties to take. But they should have learned that very first game when the Rangers essentially won because they went 2 for 2 on the power play, that you can't give them those opportunities. They have enough skill. They have enough puck movement. They have the guys to take advantage of it. Now, the penalty kill has gotten much better for the Canes over the last 3 games. But that's not to say that their penalty kill hasn't been challenged, right? To go 8 for 8 in the penalty kill, you have to be put out there 8 times.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of that. Here's your boy, Jack Drury.
Yeah, my guy.
On limiting the Rangers' power play. What I've seen from their penalty kill, the Canes' penalty kill, is just a hint more reserve, right? It felt like they were going a little too all-out, pedal to the floor all the way. As Chris Lee, WRAL, stops by, a little good luck fist bump. It felt like they were maybe selling out a little bit too much to get a shorty. They were shorthanded goal. They were extended too far out towards the blue line when they could have been packed in more. Just a hint more conservative thought process during the penalty kill has made them 100 times better.
They were over-committing to the puck at times.
Just a little bit.
I remember it was Chris Kreider, if I remember correctly, it was Game 2, scored the game-tying goal when the Canes were up 3-2 in the third period. And Chris Kreider was all alone, open in front. The puck was in the corner to the right of Freddie Anderson. And yet all 4 Carolina Hurricanes were in that end of the ice. that side of the ice, but all looking into the corner. It's like you can't have five when you're down a player. You can't have 4 guys all in one general area. It was overly aggressive when it comes to attacking the puck. You can be aggressive, but it has to be controlled. It has to be at the right time. They weren't doing that early on. Now they're doing it. Now they're taking care of it.
And similarly, there were a couple times early in the series where a guy might have like maybe a break, right, but not an obvious one, and they were going to force the shot. And this past game, maybe a break, not an obvious one, turned into just possessing the puck in the offensive zone for 40 seconds during a penalty kill. Now, they weren't exactly hunting shots, but they were just watching that clock tick away, and it was a great penalty kill. So they are learning their lesson, just maybe a little bit slower. As the cloud helps us out here outside PNC Arena. Let's jump to number 4.
We are the 4 horsemen.
Game 2. What did the Canes learn in Game 2 that can help them win Game 6? It's almost the exact opposite of what we just talked about. In Game 2, they went 0 for 5 on the power play. That's to build off of Game 1 when they went 0 for 5 on the power play. They lost that game in double overtime. This is when you started to hear things like, if they just score 1 out of 10 goals on the power play, they win. And you're 1-1 coming home to Raleigh, and it's a completely different beast. I think what they learned in Game 2 is when you have chances against a team like the Rangers, they're not going to give you a million of them. It's not a pitching machine where it's like, you missed that one? All right, here comes another.
Yeah.
It's like when you get the opportunities, you have to take advantage of them. And never has that been more obvious than a double overtime loss where you had 5 power plays and came up empty on all of them.
Tons of chances.
Rung the post a bunch of times.
Yeah, I think it was Teravainen hit the post. I think Natchez hit the post as well. There are a lot of opportunities for the Carolina Hurricanes throughout that entire game to get either the goal that made it a 2-goal game or to bury one to get the game winner, whether it's late in the third or in overtime. They just didn't capitalize on it. Those opportunities are so few and far between. You have to take advantage of them more often than not. It's such a razor-thin margin. Imagine if they had won that game, where this series would be right now. It might still be 3-2 Rangers, but you didn't put yourself in a hole being down 3-0. It would feel a lot different. Heck, it could be 3-2 right now. You're looking at a closeout game. You just don't know. But that's, again, how razor-thin the margins are. And Carolina missed an opportunity in that one to come back to PNC tied 1-1.
And that was one where I think it was, I think it was the I keep calling them the others. That's derogatory. I think you needed the role guys to step up and
your depth players.
Yeah, your depth players to find a way to get it done, because early in the series you were getting production out of your top line, but you were still falling a goal short, an overtime short. I think there were some opportunities on that third and fourth line and maybe even from the blue line to score that they weren't able to convert.
And that's the game we saw Jake Gensel score twice.
That's the definition of your stud stepping up. Playoff Jake Gensel. That's when he woke up. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
1, 2, 3.
By the way, keep your first goal scorer predictions coming. Hockey Guy on Twitter, a.k.a. @BigHitta, says TDA, Tony DeAngelo, in the third with the dagger.
Ooh. So, we're talking like a 1-0 win here? Or
it has to be for the goal to be both the dagger and the first goal, and it comes in the third. I feel like that has to be a 1-0 game. So it is a bold prediction. Game 3. What can the Canes learn from Game 3 that might help them in Game 6? I don't know if this will help them in Game 6. What they learned is Pyotr Kochetkov was ready to step up. I'm about, and Dennis will confirm this, I'm sure. I'm about as big of an advocate for Pyotr Kochetkov as there is, right? I'm impressed by him at just 24 years old. Everything he was put through this year seemed as the future in net for the Canes, and I openly say that. I was worried going into that game. I was worried going into Game 3 because he hadn't played in a month. It felt like it was a must-win game, even though they didn't. They still came out on the other side of it. It was high leverage. It was on the. It was just a game where a young goalie could have things go sideways very quickly. We talked with Mike Maniscalco, and he was emphasizing how the first 10 minutes were important. That was Brian Boucher.
Yeah, Brian Boucher
said that the first 10 minutes were wildly important. He handled the first opening kind of chaos. There were scraps all around him, and he settled down. I learned a lot about Pyotr Kochetkov in Game 3.
And you learn that if you are in a situation where, hopefully, knock on wood, that if you have to turn to him in a situation if Freddie Anderson gets hurt or something along those lines, you can count on the guy.
Yep.
Like, you can count on that guy, and like you said, you got to overtime with him. You got to OT with him. The guy only gave up 2 goals in 60 minutes. Not much more you could ask of the young guy. And I think it kind of goes back to what we learned in Game 2. It's at that razor-thin margin. That razor-thin margin of, like, got to take advantage of those opportunities. But, yeah, Pyotr Kochetkov, if he's in net, you got full confidence in that guy, too. No problem.
I may have said that I wanted him in goal tonight.
You did say that. Not may. You did.
I said it twice. I said it with my chest.
You did.
But I am somebody that recognizes, right, even when the team you're rooting for disagrees with you, it's still in your best interest for the team to win. So I'm all in on Freddie today.
Yeah.
Let's go, Freddie, right? There's no use in me voicing my opinion yet again. Today, Freddie Anderson, go get the shutout. And if you don't give up easy ones. No softies. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us.
Here's what we learned in Game 4. The Canes culture is everything that it says it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to give up. We talked about how Game 4 was not about winning the series. It was not about winning the cup, right? It was not about what do we need to do to run off 4 straight victories. It was about having the pride to make sure you didn't get swept. It was about having the pride to make sure you didn't have the series ended on your home ice. It was about having the pride to play all the way through to the metaphorical whistle, to go all the way through to the buzzer, to go. Well,
not quite. Not quite.
We have a fan here. Tell us who's going to score the first goal for the Canes. Who? Gensel? First period, second period, when? First period, Gensel. All right. All right.
Okay.
We got
there it
Gensel,
is.
first
Gensel,
goal scorer,
period.
first period, and the Canes will win.
All right, so back to Game 4.
Yep.
You talk about, okay, the whole thing about Game 4 when your back's against the wall is make sure you're playing tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Make sure when you leave that game, make sure that you're still playing tomorrow. That's the thing. Like, not get swept. Make sure you're still playing tomorrow.
It almost felt like more specific than that for me. Like, play tomorrow, just go win a game.
Just win a game.
Go win.
That's what I mean.
Like,
one. Make sure you're playing tomorrow. Win the game.
Just make sure you score more goals than they do in that game, and keep it that simple. And they did. And it started this little run. They've now won 2 straight. Coming into today, it feels like a completely different series. We're not talking like that anymore, which means the Canes are doing the right thing. Should we hear from your guy again?
We should, actually, yes.
Here's Jack Drury on what a roller coaster this series has been. Graham's working on it. We'll hear from Jack Drury in a second.
That we will. We'll hear from Jack here in just a moment. But here's the thing about that as Graham pulls up that sound clip. Just let us know, Graham, when you got it. Is that they faced adversity in that game in more ways than one. Obviously, you went in down 3-0 in the series, but you were up 3-1 in that game going into the third. Before you know it, it's 3-3.
Yep.
Like, that is adversity in and of itself. Like, you put your back even tighter against the wall, and you still came out with a win. We'll explain why here in a sec.
All right, Jack Drury on the roller coaster of a series.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of emotional swings, and you can be up and down depending on the result of the game. But I think the staff has done a great job imparting on us that when you get to the next game, it's a clean slate, it's a new day. So we're all just present today, focused on the moment, and ready for Game 6.
It's a roller coaster, and the only reason you can say it's a roller coaster is because of Game 4.
Mm-hmm.
Up until Game 4, it was like a log flume. It was just down and splash.
Yeah, it's like,
Game 4 is when it tilted back up, is when you went into the loop-de-loop. It's when it became something more exciting, and that's a good thing to know about your team.
And one thing as well, as bad as your power play was in the series, was like the one thing. Guess who got you out of it when when the Rangers made 3-1, 3-3 in terms of the score? Your power play is the one that got it for you when you needed it. They're not completely dead. They're able to get you one when you needed it the most.
It literally was that moment in like the emergency room shows where it's like, oh no, we've lost them. Then you just hear beep,
Yeah,
it's like, no, we've got him back.
We've got
we got a pulse.
We've got
a
life.
pulse. It's
We
not
have
dead.
life.
Stat. And then you start yelling out, look, clear.
Yeah.
Boom. It's like, we have something.
How many cc's of adrenaline just pumping in right now?
That was the Brady Shea goal there. It was
100%.
just enough to go get a shot of life. All right, let's go ahead and jump to number 1. What did the Canes learn in Game 5? And then we'll make this starting 5 a starting 6 and talk about what they need to do to actually win tonight. But for number 1 is Game 5. They learned they can win on the road. I think it was important for even tonight's game to not be so daunted by Madison Square Garden, right? If it were 3-2 tonight, but you hadn't won in Madison Square Garden yet, I think there would be a sense of like, oh, geez, Game 7 is still lurking. You know you can go to MSG, take their best shot, and kind of knock them out, right? That third period was a knockout blow. It also exercised some demons, right? So many of the things that we were worried about throughout this whole starting 5, they did well, pretty much outside of the power play. But their penalty kill was fantastic. They took advantage of their opportunities, scoring 4 goals in a period. How could you not? They're not going to give up because they quite frankly just don't and won't. There's like every box that was checked throughout, aside from the power play, popped up in Game 5 and ended with a win. And because of that, we have another game here at PNC Arena. And it goes into everything that Dennis has said throughout. And we've made the Bane joke a bunch. The Canes have played 2 elimination games. And I don't want to keep making this comparison because it's almost too on the surface, and I like to, think about my analogies more. But there was a moment in the NC State run to the Final Four, the men's basketball run to the Final Four, where it felt like everyone they were playing against was still getting used to playing elimination basketball.
Yeah.
And they were just like, no, we know if we lose, we go home. We're going to be the proper amount of intense and loose. Right? They were still joking around. They were still doing the ice cream thing. They were still doing all that. But in the clutch moments, they came through time and time and time again, all the way up until the Final Four. I don't know if it's the exact same, but there is an element of the Canes they had to win a game here to keep playing. They did it. They had to win a game on the road to keep playing. They did it. Now they're back here. The Rangers still haven't felt that level of intensity. So as the Rangers ramp up their intensity, they're still chasing whatever urgency and intensity the Canes have.
But according to the Ranger fan in our YouTube live chat, saying, well, never that the Rangers, that game didn't matter. They didn't even try in Game 5, despite having a 1-0 lead in the third period and all that. But so anyway, nonetheless. So for them, maybe it didn't matter, Tim. Maybe it didn't matter. Maybe that's what Rangers fans are convincing themselves. Like, hey, we've had 2 opportunities to win this series, including one at home, and you had lead.
You know what I say?
And you didn't do it.
You know what I say?
So, yeah, tell me that you're not feeling any sort of pressure right now.
Don't play tonight either.
Yeah, exactly. Just
take tonight off.
Exactly.
It just
fine.
If you can win whenever, why wouldn't you want to close it out at home in Game 7? You don't want to close it out on the road. You don't want to try. You don't want to have to do all that.
Like, why not have, oh, you know what? Why? Let's just play. Let's just go ahead and right to Game 7. Because, if you want to keep playing games.
I'm big on letting you think whatever you want to think.
Sure. Think what you want to think.
If you want to think you lost because you didn't try, I'm just gonna stop that sentence after you lost.
Yeah.
Right? You think you lost? Perfect. You did. Whatever the reasoning is, Canes had more goals at the end. I don't care what the reason is tonight.
Doesn't matter.
If the Canes have more goals at the end, then I am all in on them having more goals, regardless of how.
What does it say about your team, though, that they don't try in a playoff game? If that's your excuse, like, what does that say about your team?
That ain't Canes culture.
Exactly, I can tell you that.
That ain't Canes culture. They're looking to shut it out because they appreciate it. All right, and now we've worked through the starting 5. Let's get to the starting 6.
Oh.
What do they have to do to win Game 6? We've gone through games 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do they have to do to win Game 6? I'm asking.
I mean, outside of like the obvious, like score
more goals,
I mean,
play well, stay healthy.
I think part of it
Stop
sometimes
the puck.
is it's actually controlling the emotion, because here's what New York, I feel like, is going to try and do. They're going to try and come out here and punch you in the mouth. They're going to try and silence this crowd. They're going to try and take everything out of it. They're going to try and take the wind out the sails, however you want to describe it. they're going to try and get under your skin. They're going to try and bait you into taking the bad penalty for the retaliation, all those kinds of things. They're going to try and make you do that. Control the emotion. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for that and then give the Rangers a power play opportunity or multiple in the first period where they capitalize on one. That's not where you want to be. They're going to want to try and take you out of your game early. You have to control that emotion and funnel it and channel it in the right way.
Do you know what's interesting is we're talking with Walt Ruff. I've brought it up a few times. You just brought it up. This controlling of emotion, and you can't give up the dumb penalty, and you can't retaliate. Yep. And we were at times speaking specifically of Andrei Svechnikov and Evgeny Kuznetsov, and just based on their history and what they've done in this series. But then at the same time, we hear angry Aho as a compliment. Like, that to me is the fine line you have to flirt with. Embrace it, right?
Yeah.
Like, if Trocheck wants to get in your face, don't pretend it didn't happen. Use it in the way Aho does, right? Become angry Aho and level up and become better. Don't slash.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Angry Aho is also under control.
Yes.
Like, it's okay to see red as long as you know what your target is and you know exactly where you're going to hit it and how you're going to do it and when to do it. Like, yeah, angry Aho is a good thing. Out of control Aho, okay? Like, that's a bad thing.
And like, I love it when Svech, I don't know if it's seeing red. I don't know if he's mad. Sometimes he's got a smile on his face as he does it.
I think he just loves it.
I love when he decides, like, I'm going to be physical for this shift, and he's just running people over. And like, that is a perfect way to take out your aggression. Like, if you're frustrated with something, don't pick up a retaliation penalty. Go on one of those wrecking ball shifts and help your team, right? Do it the right way. I'm just letting you know this, Andrei Svechnikov, since you will probably never have like a desk job because you could live for ever and ever off your hockey money.
Yeah.
Most people in their job, when they get frustrated, don't have a physical outlet, right?
Oh, they got to go get up out of their desk and walk or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to go look at yourself in the mirror and count to 3. Like, when you get mad, you can go hit somebody. It's one of the, like, I played football my entire life. Seeing teammates, like, it's like you'd know when they were having a rough day socially. Like, like, you'd know when they did bad on a test, when their girlfriend had a fight with them because they come out to practice or they come out for a game seeing red. And I was never upset with it. I'm like, hey, do you, man?
Yep.
Tap him on the head and get the heck away. Like, those things exist. Andrei Svechnikov, you can get mad. Evgeny Kuznetsov, you can get mad. You have one of the coolest ways in the world to take that aggression out. Play NHL hockey in the postseason.
Yeah.
It's about as good as you could hope for. And also, I want to point this out as one of the keys for winning Game 6. Support Freddie. Periods 2, periods 3, guys were giving up their body. He only saw whatever it was, 12 shots.
Yeah, that's it, 12 shots on goal.
As the Canes were controlling the puck. There's ways to make Freddie's job easier against the Rangers. We saw when Kochetkov was in net, if anyone messes with your goalie, quickly deal with that. It can be an ignition thing. It'll get the PNC crowd going. Protect and help Freddie, and he'll do the same back to you, right? If you support him, he'll support you. Dennis, got something for us?
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Loan Pronto. Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line can make it happen. Equity Express line of credit, I should say, can make it happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Here's the thing, folks. Listen, your home value is way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards. Get some money out for that home improvement project you've been wanting to get done. Literally hundreds of thousands of dollars are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. Call now, 919-381-1760, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, needs some numbers game contestants. We have a pair of tickets to give away to see Nick Swartzen, the comic. It's Nick Swartzen, Toilet Head, at Carolina Theater of Durham on Friday, November 8th. If you want the tickets, you have to win the numbers game. If you want to win the numbers game, you have to play the game. To play the game, you have to call in now. 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Numbers game coming up next.
Game on.
Let's go, Canes!
Go Canes!
Nature's left circle, one-timer. He scores!
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Move to Svechnikov. Burns. Rebound. Score. Seth Jarvis.
Let's go Canes!
Verdeen wide open. Rebound. And what a save by Anderson.
The Canes' road to the Stanley Cup runs through us. 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports leader.
Oh, this North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club espresso is strong.
Pace yourself. New winners tend to overdo it on the coffee. And with new scratch-offs out, well...
Hey guys, I'm a new winner. My name's Steve. What's your name? I really love this coffee. Wow, this place is great. Glad I grabbed a new scratch-off. Okay, nice to meet you. Gonna get a massage. Ooh, I think I need to relax.
Told you.
This month's tickets pack $135 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.41 to 4.25. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every point, every game, every layup, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game or a player goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official partner of the Charlotte Hornets. 21 plus only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
McDonald's presents Burger Reviews by Hamburglar. Today's review, the best ever Big Mac burger. Take it away, Hamburglar.
Rubble, rubble.
He said, there's more special sauce in every bite.
Rubble, rubble.
He said, rubble, rubble.
Rubble, rubble.
Rubble, rubble indeed, my friend.
Save on a Big Mac and other faves. Buy one, get one for $1. Plus get any size Diet Dr. Pepper for $1.29. Price and participation may vary. Available at most restaurants in this area. Valid for product of equal or lesser value.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Hank Williams Jr. Are you ready for the contract? Live in concert. It's a family tradition. Bocephus Live with special guest Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Alabama. Friday, May 17th, Coastal Credit Union Music Park, Raleigh. Put it apart and I was born to boogie. On sale now at livenation.com. Hank Williams Jr., part of the Mattress Warehouse Concert Series.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. And you know, we're constantly looking for ways to serve you better. One of the ways we do that is with something we call a Go-See. And that's where you select a vehicle from our inventory, and we have thousands, and we get one of our product specialists to bring that vehicle to you at your convenience. How do we do that? Well, it's simple. We have a group of employees that are evaluated based on the number of presentations they do. They're glad to do it. So it's just one more way we get off our keister and bring Heister to you.
This is the absolute worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the outdoor things you love to do. Hiking, jogging, biking, going to the beach. You name it, it can't be done. Don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to your achy joints like your knees, hips, back, and shoulder. QC's regenerative medicine protocols can restore and repair that damaged tissue with no surgery, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. QC medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, who was an orthopedic surgeon who became a true pioneer in regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Revolutionary treatments for joint pain are here. Call 919-400-5473 with locations in Cary, Clayton, Raleigh, and Wake Forest. 919-400-5473.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan is back. We are live outside PNC Arena on the Plaza, where the energy is soaring for Canes Game 6 against the Rangers. We just, for social media, had to do the koozie.
Yeah, we did.
Both Dennis and I.
Follow that at 99.9 The Fan. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it.
Apparently there's going to be a lot of koozies going on, a lot of bird dances.
By the way, tonight, it's going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
You can
tonight
tell.
is going to be, like, the energy
tell.
outside this building right now is palpable. This place is going to be absolutely nuts, especially if the Canes win tonight. Good Lord.
It's right now, it's that point in like a college party where whoever the host is either has to end it now or
we're going all night.
The police are going to get called in about 6 hours. Like, you just know it's going to happen. And I guarantee you nobody's going to be calling it off here. So do with that what you will. In the meantime, it's time for the numbers game. We have Ben and Benson and Rob and Gardner on the line competing for the Nick Swardson tickets. Nick Swardson Toilet Head at Carolina Theater of Durham on Friday, November 8th. Ben, you're up first. Give us your prediction for the game today. Who's going to win and why?
All right. I'm going to say the Canes win 4-2, and I think our power play will get back on track with at least 2 goals. Hopefully.
I would be very excited for that.
For that. All
I'd
right.
be
let's
very
go.
for that, Ben. Sit on the line. We'll see if it holds up. Rob and Gardner, you're up next. Who's going to win the game? Canes, Rangers, and why?
Guys, Caniac Nation is going to rise up. They're going to cause chaos tonight. The boys are going to take it 5-2. Power play is going to be stellar tonight. The boys are going to feed off the energy of the crowd.
Rob, you win. You win. Ben, you were great. Rob, a little bit more pizzazz on there. So, Rob, you get to go first. You're getting an applause from Dennis.
Love it.
The categories are NFL McWhat. These are all players whose last names start with MC. NFL He's the Mike. All players named Mike or Michael. NBA current players only, or NHL Canes and Whalers only?
We're going to have to go with NHL Canes and Whalers.
All right. The way this works, I will give you the team and the player. You give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. I will say the team, even though we know the team in this category, just to keep it fair with everybody else in the other categories. You have 30 seconds on the clock. You have one pass if you need it. Any last-second questions?
Nope. Let's do it.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Brett Pesce, Carolina Hurricanes.
22.
Correct. Vincent Trocheck, Carolina Hurricanes.
57.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Michael Furlan, Carolina Hurricanes.
32.
Incorrect. Marty Murray, Carolina Hurricanes.
15.
Correct. Andre Nestrasil, Carolina Hurricanes.
19.
Incorrect. Michael Furlan, Carolina Hurricanes. Was there confusion there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then we're good. All right. For some reason, it felt like there was some trepidation in the air. Brett Pesce with 22, you got it. Trocheck, 16. Nestrasil, 15. Furland, 79. And Marty Murray, 15. Those are the answers. How many did they end up getting? Two. All right. 2, leader in the clubhouse. We'll see if it holds up. Go ahead and sit on the line. Robin Garner just went. Ben and Benson, are you there?
Yeah.
All right. The categories remaining for you are NFL McWhat, NFL He's the Mike, or NBA current players only.
Let's go NBA.
NBA. All right. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. These are all active NBA players. You have one pass if you need it. 30 seconds on the clock. Any last-second questions?
No.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Josh Hart, New York Knicks.
8.
Incorrect. Al Horford, Boston Celtics.
42.
Correct. Jared Allen, Cleveland Cavaliers.
23.
Incorrect. Josh Hart, New York Knicks.
12.
Incorrect. Jared Allen, Cleveland Cavaliers.
12.
Incorrect. Josh Hart, New York Knicks.
I don't know.
You got one, so you didn't get shut out. Josh Hart with the Knicks wears number 3. Horford, you got number 42. Jared Allen with the Cavs wears number 30 or wore number 31. Unfortunately, that's not enough for the win. Hopefully, you had some fun.
Yes, sir, I did. Thank you.
All right. Robin Gardner, you are the winner. Congratulations. You get the Nick Swartzen Toilet Head tickets.
Outstanding.
Now, I hope you were right on your prediction for the Canes also. So hopefully all that comes
we all
true.
want free Chick-fil-A, too. Remember.
Let's go.
Canes win.
Let's go.
You have no idea how excited our office gets.
Yes.
Thanks for the
when there's
reminder.
free
I appreciate that, Rob.
And first goal means free pizza.
There you go.
That's true. It does.
Not that I know that.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Rod,
I know.
or Rob, excuse me. I called you Rod. That's about as good a compliment as you can get.
Right?
Rob, go ahead and sit on the line. Graham has to get some info from you and make sure you get your tickets, but thanks for playing.
Thanks, guys.
Right now, it's time for a PGA Championship update. Listen to 99.9 The Fan all weekend long for coverage of the PGA Championship. Here's the current leaderboard from Valhalla. Xander Schauffele still 3 strokes clear of the lead. He's at 9 under. Tony Finau, Sahith Theegala are tied for second, 6 under. And then the heavy hitters are hot on their tails. Rory McIlroy, 5 under. He's tied for 4th. Brooks Koepka, 4 under. He's tied for 7th. Cam Smith, 3 under. Victor Hovland, 3 under. Max Homa, 3 under. Bryson DeChambeau, 3 under. Scotty Scheffler, who's only on the 9th hole with, obviously, the entire back to play, 3 under. Tiger Woods, also in the competition, +1. He's tied for 85th. But
he made the cut right now.
Nah, he wouldn't. 85 wouldn't make the cut.
That's fair.
But he has tomorrow to make the cut.
Yeah, there you go.
And somebody that's been through his level of physical obstacles, just being out there participating in a major is unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's funny.
So that is the leaderboard brought to you by.
Oh, you're right. I got to read the rest of it.
Yeah, I know. There's a whole rest
I got
of here.
excited talking about Tiger.
Tiger.
PGA Championship updates on 99.9 The Fan are teed up by Wilson Country Club, the premier private club of Eastern North Carolina, now part of the McConnell Golf footprint, spanning from the mountains to the coast. There you go. Said what I need to say. Now Dennis is going to say what he needs to say.
I do say that. Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. I know we actually hear often about the importance of getting outside, getting out in beautiful weather like we have here, like we're outside right now. Being outside, being active outside does a lot of good things for you health-wise, whether it is, for example, lower your cortisol levels, which can be elevated due to stress. Maybe this comes from work or your personal life. Also just improves your cardiovascular system. There's a lot of benefits that come with being outside. Well, that's something you can do if you want to get outside and be active. Go to Deep River Sporting Clay and Shooting School. Like, well, why are you bringing up some place where I can go shoot clay targets? Like, how is that going to factor into this? Well, here's how you bring it in. To get a beautiful 65-acre area out there, and they have a target course, 13 different targets on the course. So you're outside, you're walking, you're in nature, you're getting that fresh air. A lot of benefits to being out at Deep River. I will say this, as someone who's been at Deep River multiple times, I've had a blast every single time. When I leave there, I'm in a great mood. I had a lot of fun because I'm sharing that time with friends and family, and also just that challenge of just hitting the targets. All of that wrapped up into one, it always brings out a great experience for you. So you think about opportunities to get outside and be active and do some different things and maybe challenge yourself. Deep River Sporting Clays and Shooting School. Check them out online, deepriversportingclays.com. Again, deepriversportingclays.com. And by the way, real quick, Father's Day is coming up about roughly a month away. Looking for that cool Father's Day gift? Check out Deep River. I guarantee Dad's going to love it. DeepRiverSportingClays.com. Let them know Dennis sent you.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dennis versus me. We draft players coming up next.
Get ready. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale is coming to the State Fairgrounds May 17th through the 19th. The Car Scott building will be filled to the max with boats ready for immediate delivery featuring Suzuki outboards, shop center console, runabouts, deck boats, bass boats, pontoons, aluminum boats, and more, all under one roof. Boat Show only savings, discounts up to $8,000, factory rebates, and special financing on site. The Chatley Boat Show and Sale May 17th through 19th at the Car Scott building on the State Fairgrounds featuring Suzuki outboards, free admission, and parking.
It's bow time. Listen up, because we've got some big news to share. You might want to sit down for this. Bow Sauce is back at Bojangles. If you think you missed it, just imagine how our Supremes must have felt. because there's no better sauce to pair with our crispy golden chicken supremes. They're already boldly seasoned to perfection, but add Bo sauce and you can taste a truly legendary combination that will make you want to yell, "It's Bo time." So don't wait. Grab a Supreme and dip into some Bo sauce. It's Bo time.
There's no time like Bo time. Time to stop whatever you're doing to satisfy your craving for flavor with a Bojangles Chicken Supremes dinner. Choose a 3-piece or 4-piece Supremes dinner. Get your choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea. And don't forget the sauce for dipping, because Bo sauce is back. That's right, Bo sauce is back. Hungry for flavor and value and love the Bo sauce? Then it's Bo time.
Triangle High School Hockey League update.
Hi, I'm Steven Ismaili. I'm the president and founder of the Triangle High School Hockey League. High School Hockey League, we specify in the spring. We basically just give a chance for high school players to play in front of their schools. Everyone loves it. I mean, we get a lot of fans every game. Everyone just loves playing in front of their school.
There's a whole lot of great hockey action to look forward to this weekend, thanks to the Triangle High School Hockey League. At Wake Competition Center, it's Heritage versus Apex Friendship, Chapel Hill versus West Cary, Holly Springs and Broughton. Apex takes on Green Level, Enloe and Leesville, and South Apex versus Greater Neuse. At the Factory in Wake Forest, you can see Wake Forest versus Millbrook, RC versus Wakefield, and East Cary versus Raleigh. Remember, these games are all super affordable, just $2, so make it a family hockey weekend. For schedule times and to purchase tickets, visit trianglehshl.leagueapps.com.
Triangle High School Hockey League update brought to you by CK's Plumbing and Backflow, Wake County's first choice for residential and commercial plumbing services.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
The story of the nurse and the foot pain that nearly brought him down.
I feel like I'm giving people their lives back.
Robert lived to take care of his patients, but he couldn't do it unless he took care of his foot pain.
I have plantar fasciitis. It'll almost put you on your knees. That's how much it hurts.
His own recovery started when he got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now that I'm pain free, I can make these people feel better.
Can't beat that. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com. A story of first downs and second chances. Meet former pro football player Michael Robinson.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
And all those big league experts couldn't help?
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
Finally, he got fitted with Good Feet arch supports.
Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store is in Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Fayetteville, and other locations across North Carolina. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today, or just stop by the store nearest you.
Okay, it's here. Everyone stay calm. It's Kohl's lowest prices of the season. And when I say low, I mean low. I got my kids Jumping Beans tees for $3.99. Treated myself to some cute tees and tank tops under $5. And got great finds for our patio, 50% off. Plus, I earned Kohl's cash on all of it. Sounds too good to be true? Well, I guess you'll have to go to Kohl's and find out for yourself. Select styles. Offers end May 15th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This hour of the drive brought to you by the Body Armor State Games. Coming to Charlotte this June. North Carolina's largest sports festival of the year. Athletes of all ages and skills can register now at bodyarmorstategames.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to draft our players. Now, depending on how the appeal, I'm working an appeal process all the way up to the top decision makers for Game 4. because Dennis actively complained about the picking situation.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's provide a little context to this. This was for Game 4.
Game 4.
Okay,
You were out of town.
I was out of town, so I provided a big board to Graham. I said, just draft off the big board. That's all you had to do. Just go down.
Did not.
He did not. But
Picked
I
a couple
messaged
players that
you,
were not even on your big board.
But
yeah,
I
because
messaged
Tim
you.
picked them. Isn't that how you draft works?
Graham, we're past your portion of this because it ended up working. He won.
It did. But here's the thing. 2 of the players that Graham drafted, again, I gave Graham 10 players. I'm like, I'm going to get 5 players off my 10 because we're only drafting 5 players each. So somehow I still got 2.
I think the score right now is 3 wins for you, 3 wins for me, 1 win for Graham.
4-3. Because you're leaving out context here.
Let's go.
I messaged you before the game and saying, "Hey, who's on my team?" So I know who I'm pulling for tonight.
But I think I said if you don't like your guys, we'll sort it out later.
And I said I'm going to roll with it. So we rolled with it.
The appeal has been filed. We're going to wait till we hear from the upper.
By the way, the 2 players that were picked on my team, not on my big board, were Jordan Stahl and Jack Drury, who combined for 0 points in that game.
Yeah,
so my
Jack
3
Drury.
guys off my big board beat your 5. So anything, that's
Drury.
a big-time win.
I mean, I had Aho, Gensel, and Jarvis.
I know, and I still beat you. So I'm up 4-3.
And you get to go first today.
I do get to go 4-3. No, Graham, you can't say you're welcome.
Graham has a win in my book. To me, it's 3-3-1. It's either 4-3 you or it's 3-3-1.
Nope, it's 4-3.
Either way, you get to go first this time because I'm generous.
Well, because you picked first last time. That's the reason why.
It's because I'm generous.
That's why I'm going to go Aho first.
That's fair. That's fair.
Pretty easy. Snake draft, by the way.
Snake draft. So I get 2 picks here. You go Aho.
Yep.
Should I hem and haw and act like this decision
isn't
very
pretty
obvious for me? Should I go, well, I like this guy. I think this guy's due. But give me Jake Gensel and Andrei Svechnikov.
Yep, Gensel and Svech. It's like that's been a given.
The first 3 have been pretty solid.
For the most part. All right, so I'm actually going to go.
By the way, you have about an hour and 13 minutes to get your first goal scorer predictions in. You have to tweet them at us at Donnelly Sports, at the Fan Rookie, or at 99.9 The Fan. You can get them in before game time, but there is a timestamp, so we'll know if you wait till it's scored and then send it in like a cheater.
I'm going with a guy who has points in 4 straight, Brady Shea. Also, the fact that he's quarterback in the top power play unit, I think he's also going to get a lot of opportunity. So I'm taking Brady Shea today, along with Seth Jarvis because he's due.
That's for darn sure.
Yes.
By the way, the only way this is the easiest to follow along with fantasy hockey in the world. 1 point is 1 point. So whichever one of our teams has more goals and assists combined wins. Seth Jarvis has had none since game 1, which is why we said he's due. I don't know why I said that so harshly. I felt like I just insulted Seth Jarvis. I'm like, Seth Jarvis had none since game 1.
And he's going to take that personally out there on the ice.
Take it out on the Rangers. I'll walk in there and personally insult every Kane if that's
what it takes.
If that's what they're going to do to go. I'll be real mean. I'll be like Tom Brady's roast up there if I need to get him fired up to go take it out on the Rangers. My next 2, again, I think that this kind of is decision made for me. Give me Martin Necas and Turbo Teravainen.
I like it. It's good picks.
I didn't like my picks in game 5, and I won by a decent amount. I'm really liking my picks now, so I'm feeling like this is gonna come back to bite me.
Okay, closing things out. I'm gonna take an Evgeny Kuznetsov.
Interesting.
Taking Kuznetsov because I feel like he's going to be dynamite today. It's going to be impactful. And then give me my guy, Jack Drury, baby.
Oh, you are taking Jack Drury.
Give me Jack
all
Drury
that complaining about, he gave me Jack Drury. Now you're back to taking Jack Drury.
No, I mean, it was so simple about just following a big board of 10 players. That's all it was.
Let's just keep giving Graham a hard time today. I have one more pick, right? There's no way I'm not taking the captain.
Stahl, yeah.
Give me Jordan Stahl. His scoring woke up with the game tying goal. Could end up being one of the biggest goals of the Canes' entire season.
Yeah.
Maybe already is. But Jordan Stahl woke up, and that means I wasn't going to let him go without being picked today in Game 6. So for Game 6, the teams are Team Tim, Jake Gensel, Andrei Svechnikov, Martin Necas, Teuvo Teravainen, Jordan Stahl. Team Dennis is
Sebastian Aho, Brady Shea, Seth Jarvis, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Jack Drury.
I had Brent Burns and Slavin on my possibilities list. I think Slavin's due.
Burns was a heavy early pick when we started doing this. And
he was quarterback in the power play.
And
number one.
He was a big-time pick for a lot of people for first goal scorer, by the way, early on in these playoffs. Not so much lately.
That's completely fallen off the predictions. He's still a fan favorite, but I do think
for sure
there's a growing sentiment of maybe he's being depended on a little too much. There's a lot of minutes on the old man's skates, and I say old man lovingly.
He's had to take on a little bit more penalty-killing duty with Brett Pesce not around.
And he was also quarterbacking the number one power play for a long time. Like doing both and the regular task, which he's asked to do a lot. There's just a lot of wear and tear, and I think it was getting to him. So scaling back his role, not only has scaled back his role like in real hockey, but it's scaled back his kind of share percentage in all of our games that we play, first goal scorer, the drafting that we just finished. So he was still on the list, though, because I think he's due.
Speaking of first goal scorer, who you got tonight? We have not done that yet. Speaking of who's your first goal scorer tonight, and what period?
It's a good question.
We've had a lot of submissions, by the way. Which, by the way, you still have time.
I'm going. This is similar to Adam Gold. I had it written down already. Teravainen in the first.
Okay.
He went Teravainen in the second. I think he gets it done a little bit earlier. I think he is due. Give me Turbo Teravainen in the first.
I've been torn. Part of me is thinking actually Jalen Chatfield in the second.
Ooh.
Because I feel like when we were talking with Walt Ruff earlier, I have a feeling like it's going to be one of those situations where it's going to be, hey, you know what? Team's not willing to make the mistake or not make sure they're not in position to make a mistake and give up the big play early on in the game. So it's going to be like 7-8 shots apiece in the first 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like on the rush, quick jump up in the play, 2-on-1. And here's Jalen Chatfield trailing the play, gets the puck and just rips one. So I'm actually going to go Chatfield second period. I've just talked myself into it. 5 minutes into the second.
One of the people here at PNC, Russell, first goal scorer. Nason in the second.
Nason in the second.
Now there is a business that Russell is affiliated with that I wish I could shout out right here, but we got to get the agreement and partnership made, correct? Still, Nason in the second. We'll still give you the bragging rights if it hits.
Nason in the second period. I like it. All right. So, Graham, remind us of your first goal prediction again. We said it earlier in the show, but Graham, give us your first goal prediction.
I'm hopping on the bandwagon with you, Dennis. I should have had the John Cena theme music queued up. I'm going with Jack Drury in the first.
Jack Drury, baby. I like it.
Jack Drury in the first.
I'm loving it. Give me a game prediction.
Canes win 4-2.
4-2.
I think they get a power play goal.
Okay.
It's at home, and the crowd will it across the line and into the goal. As I mentioned, I think Tavo gets a goal. I also think it's a big one for the top line. I think Gensel and Aho are super active in this one.
Okay. I like it. I'm going 3-1 Carolina Hurricanes, and this one a little bit more low scoring. It's 0-0 after the first. Canes score twice in the second. Rangers get one in the second period as well. Canes get the empty netter to seal it late. 3-1 Canes. That's my prediction.
All right, you're getting some nods from the crowd here. They're in on it.
Hey, either way, Canes win tonight.
Either way, Canes win, which means we'll be playing again on Saturday. You can catch all the games right here on 99.9 The Fan.
Yep.
And before every puck drop, there's a 1-hour Storm Watch with Adam Gold, which will be coming up in just a few minutes right here on 99.9 The Fan.
By the way, last late one entry in here. Will Park says Turbo, first goal, first period.
Hey, who's that?
That's from Will.
Will, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Turbo Teravainen in the first. He's due. Also, if you see our social media team walking around PNC, if you're just getting in here, you're pulling in your car, do whatever they ask. They're making some cool videos, and they'll identify themselves as 99.9 The Fan social media team. With that being said, go Canes, cause chaos, get the win, extend the season, and we want to be here again for the next series, right? MSG for Game 7, Eastern Conference Finals back here at PNC. That's what we're hoping for. Enjoy, I almost said overdrive. Enjoy Stormwatch, enjoy the game. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
It's the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Kuznetsov scores! Well, the bird flew north. Carolina with a 2-1 lead at Madison Square Garden.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 6. Puck drop at 7.
Martinook scores! Natchez to Martinook, and it's an offensive explosion in the third period. Carolina has a 3-1 lead.
On your